Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review, where this afternoon it is Newcastle United travelling to Old Trafford to face our old rivals, Manchester United, in what should be an absolutely fantastic game of football. Really looking forward to this one, and I suppose everybody else is. The team news is, of course, out, so we'll dive straight in and we'll have a look at who's available, who's not, because there's a lot of stuff going on at Newcastle this morning. This is the lineup for Newcastle United. We've gone with Nick Pope in goal. We've gone Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman. Dan Burn gets the shout at left back. Now, of course, there was going to be some instances where, was Dan Burn going to come in? Was Matt Targ going to come in? Or was Dan Burn going to keep his place? Dan Burn has kept his place and is in the side this afternoon. So he faces a very, very interesting afternoon. Now, into the midfield, we've got Bruno. Joe Linton is back. And Sean Longstaff. That is because apparently Joe Willock hasn't been feeling great the last couple of days with an illness, but he has made the bench. But Sean Longstaff comes in or retains his place. So he faces a big game as well today. And up front, it is the three that started last weekend. We have Jacob Murphy, Miguel Almiron, and, of course, Callum Wilson. Now, the news is that St. Maximin has suffered a setback in his bid to become fit and is going to be out for the next 3 games at least. So we won't be seeing him. And also, Alexander Isak has also suffered a setback in his recovery and will be missing for the foreseeable future. So not great news for Newcastle United on the injury front this morning. However, we know what it's like. These games, they're very, very strange, aren't they? Now, on the bench, we've got Karius, Lascelles, John Joe Shelvey is back on the bench. Now, that is unexpected. I did not expect to see John Joe back on the bench, so maybe we'll see him at some point today. We've got Jamal Lewis, Matt Targett, Chris Wood, Ryan Fraser, Joe Willock, and, of course, Elliot Anderson. So, yeah, it's an interesting side. As usual, I'm not going to debate whether it's a great side or not because, listen, who are we to second-guess Eddie at the minute? The way things have been going at Newcastle United, it's been incredible. So I'm not second-guessing anything that Eddie Howe is putting out. Now, the Manchester United side, they start with De Gea, Martinez, Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Fred, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Anthony, Shaw, and Sancho. So that looks like a 4-3 of Ronaldo, of course, Anthony and Jadon Sancho. So Anthony and Sancho, well, they could swap wings throughout the game. It's possible that they could do that. And, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo through the middle because Martial was injured, of course, last week. And it doesn't look like he's made the squad, actually. There's no Martial on the bench. But Marcus Rashford is there. Interesting that Luke Shaw's in the team. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how Miggy goes against Luke Shaw this afternoon. That should be a cracking encounter. And I'm hoping Miggy keeps up his form to really give him hell this afternoon, which is what we're all hoping for as Newcastle United fans. But Lindelof's on the bench, of course. Malacia, Elanga's on there. There's not really... I mean, their bench isn't really filled with a lot of talent, I wouldn't have said. I'm quite... if we can get at these. We really can get at these. Varane, has he set the world on fire at Man United since signing? I don't think he has. Certainly Martinez is one to get at. And I think Callum Wilson will be really looking forward to getting stuck into him this afternoon. But let's take a look at any comments that you guys have got. Paul Graham, good afternoon. Going to smash these today, I think. Adam says, have you seen the lineup? Yep, we've just gone through it. Afternoon, Tom. Mark, good afternoon to you. Tom says Shelvey's on the bench. Yes, he is. Shelvey on the bench, guaranteed to come on if we go one down. That will release Bruno fully. Yes, I expect that to happen, but remember, it's his first game back after a long, long time out. So we're not going to be relying too much on him. Julie, good afternoon. She says, good afternoon, all. Enjoy the show. Please, no spoilers of any kind. If Paul hasn't reacted, don't put it in the chat. It will be removed. No all caps or dupes. How are the lads? Indeed. Just to reiterate what Julie's saying there, obviously, people who are watching it on streams or whatever, they may be ahead, they may be behind. Please don't spoil it for anybody and put in the comments what's happening. Wait till I've said it in commentary and then we can all discuss it, okay? If you do put spoilers in, as Julie says there, the mods will simply remove you, and we don't want that. We want to all enjoy the game, so don't spoil it for anybody. Just listen to the commentary and we go from there. And also, Julie says, please click the like button. It really helps the channel. Indeed, it does. Peace Frog says, worried for today, going to really hurt if they turn us over, but faith in the lads, up the how. Yeah, I think we've got to think positively today. Logan says, good to see Shelby is on the bench. Brilliant news for Newcastle. Absolutely. Shane, good morning. Oh, it's through the night there, whatever it is in Australia, but dedication again, my man. No Isak, no Willock, no Maxi, no worries. Let's have a go at this lot today because there's absolutely zero reason we can't pick up points. I absolutely agree with Shane there. Good afternoon, V. Adam says, I've changed my opinion about Target coming in. Burns been okay, and I like how Trippier's getting upfield when Burns at left back. Yeah, because they sort of slide into a three. Jabulani says, one word, Fred. Yeah, let's get at him. Let's get at Bruno Fernandes as well. And I think that's what Joe Linton's main role will be today, is getting stuck into them today, knocking them off the game and making sure that, that they're off the stride from the very start. Tony Hunter, hello. Paul Sales, good afternoon. Stephen, good afternoon. Confidence is draining away. No real reason. Just not used to good things happening to the Toon. Keep the faith, Stephen. Keep the faith. Julie J, good afternoon. Alfie, good afternoon. Trolls, good afternoon to you. Ian, afternoon, Paul. And Mod's hoping for a good win today, indeed. Jack, evening all. Well, it's afternoon, mate, but never mind. Let's smash the Devils, indeed. Jan, United win. That's Newcastle United, Jan. Craig says he watched the Central Coast Mariners today. No Garang Kuol in the squad. No idea what's going on. Don't worry. I think he's away. He might be away with the Australian under-20s, I believe, at the moment. Michael says, hi, Paul, let's get 3 points today. Never won at Old Trafford since 2013. Yeah, Maxi's not playing, mate. He's injured again, unfortunately, which is a massive, massive blow to us. But we go on. We move on. Joe says Villa versus Chelsea, not Newcastle United. FM would rather watch you, Paul, anyways. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, if you do watch it on the stream somehow, then just turn the sound off and listen to the commentary and watch the stream. It's always good fun that way as well. Mark Goldbridge is giving us some respect for today. He is, to be fair to him. I heard him earlier on. He is. Ashley Eddie's, good afternoon to you. Lunatic, good afternoon. James says, I'm so unlucky with money. If I were to bet Real Madrid to beat Corby Town, I'd lose. So I'll be donating a £5 for every goal Newcastle score to the Toon Review. James, thank you very much. Do appreciate that. And just a quick one, guys. If you do enjoy the watch along today, please do hit that like button. It does help the channel a lot. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and become part of this huge Toon Review community on the way to 15,000 subscribers now. And it will mean the world to us. And also the bell, which will let you know when we upload or go live. And of course, you can donate to the channel as Mr. Ian Fleming has already by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live comments, which will take you through that way. So thank you in advance, everybody, for that. Ian, thanks for your £5 super chat. He says, looking forward to your great commentary today, Paul, and also some of your great comments you come out with during the match. God knows what I will come out with. Edward Gaunt, thank you for your 1,500. I believe that's yen. Thank you very much. Love the commentaries. Thank you for your kindness. Really appreciate that. Jack says, let's deliver a Deontay Wilder-style knockout to Man United today. Paul's going for a 2-1 Toon win. I'd love that. I would absolutely love it, in the words of Kevin Keegan. We're 20 minutes away from kickoff, guys, at Old Trafford. So let me know how you're feeling before the big game this afternoon. Because I'm well up for this. I'm really, really looking forward to this football match today. And hopefully we get something out of it. A lot of people have been saying, hopefully we'll get a point, etc. I think Eddie will be going to win the game. As he always does. He always goes to win the game. So let's not forget that. But I think at this moment in time, anything from Old Trafford will be great. It really will. And it'll keep the buzz going. Zishan, thank you for your £4.49 super chat. He says, hi, Paul. I'm quite happy with that team. Would have loved Maxi in the team, but hey-ho. Still confident of a victory. If not, then I'm on a long vacation. Look, the thing is, I mean, we've got to put faith in Murphy, okay? We said that during the week. We said it in all our previews for the game and how Murphy's done over the past, especially the last two games. I think he's really excelled. There is no reason why he can't today either. There's no reason why he can't go out there and be an absolute force and really give the Man United backline a hard time. I'd love to see it. Now, against Brentford last week, he was crossing with his right foot. He was crossing with his left foot. It was absolutely awesome to see. So there is no reason why he can't go to Old Trafford and do the same thing. He's given himself, he's given himself that barrier now, and he needs to keep working hard to keep above that barrier, that level that he's set for himself. And I think he can. But again, we'll see today. John says he's feeling optimistic today. Newcastle turned them over 4-2. Kendo, good afternoon to you. How are the lads? And how are the chat? Jack says, afternoon all, let's get behind the lads. Indeed. Julie J says, rumour has it, we're in for Luke Shaw in January. Yeah, I saw that. Look, we're going to get a lot of rumours, guys, before the transfer window opens in January. There's no doubt about that. We're going to be linked with various different players. But that is why me and Alex have been started up the transfer shows as well. Just so people can get a better understanding, really, of who these players are that we're in for, and that we're going to try and sign, because I think it's nice to have a look at them. Even if we don't sign them, it's still nice to have a look at them and see what they would bring to the club should they actually sign in the window. So yeah, it's great. George says he's hoping to see Anderson come on for Murphy. He could change things, I feel. Look, let's give Jacob Murphy a chance. If he's not playing well, then we do have an option with Elliot Anderson. 3-1 Newcastle. I fancy Big Joe to grab one today, says Paul Hansen. I'd love to see him watch. Will be a tough game for Sir John Sinclair to watch. It will be, yeah. It will be very difficult for John Sinclair because, of course, he's on an aeroplane, so he's on his way to Turkey. So he'll be there now, won't he? So whether he's watching it in Turkey or not, I don't know. Dominic says, no, Ericsson is a massive win. Was thinking he was going to be the one to break the lines. I feel we can boss this midfield and catch out Shaw. Yeah. No, Ericsson is a big plus for Newcastle United, because we know what Ericsson brings to Manchester United, brings to any football team. He's a very, very good footballer. And him not in the squad today, for me, is a massive bonus because he's a really, really good player. Farzeh says this match could be a cracking one. Wayne says, my poor boy Isak. Yeah, unfortunately, not good. Woodshop says, watching this from my beach lounger in Mexico, looking forward to it. Wow, how to make everybody else in the UK jealous, but I hope you're having a cracking time out there. Julie says, Joe Linton and Longstaff always have a good game against Man United. Long may that continue. Both the Longstaff brothers actually have good history against Man United. So, yeah, why not? Why not? I'm glad Rashford isn't playing. His pace could have been a problem in behind Trips and Share. Well, we've still got to deal with Anthony's pace. And I know Ronaldo's lost a yard or two over the years, but he's still got it. You know what I mean? He's for me, a fantastic football player. Now, hopefully we cut out the service to him today, because he does like a goal against Newcastle. That's the only problem. Paul Tully says, afternoon, Paul. I'll get that back on the screen. There you go. Mods and everyone in the chat hoping for a result today. Most Man United fans are calling their own team shite, so we could squeeze a 2-1 today. Hot Mustard says, I'm perplexed about Wild No Willock. He's been ill, mate. He's had an illness. So unfortunately, obviously, he's not going to make the first 11, but he's on the bench. So let's just hope for more. Vortex afternoon, Paul, looking for a hell of a match. These should roll over after 1 or 2 attempts and challenges on them. It'll be a rout, I reckon. Good luck, mate. And how are the lads and lasses? Well, Vortex, I'm loving your confidence, mate. A lot of people seem to be going 2-1 to the Toon today. That's fine by me. Look, 2-1 to the Toon would be an absolutely marvellous result. It really would. And Julie also says, no request for links, please. Yet we're not allowed to give links out on this channel. We do get into trouble for that. So please don't put any questions in the chat about links, because we can't give them out. And if any do pop up, we'll have to remove them, unfortunately. John, good afternoon to you. John, the amazing guy who did this studio setup for me, and also the other one that he's done. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The Tune says, I've got a nice acca on for today. 3 of my teams winning already. Hopefully the rest win for 12 grand. Well, the Tunes, if you win 12 grand, fire a nice super chat our way, won't you? Septa says, hello, Paul. How are you? I hope you and your family are having an amazing day. Thank you, mate. We're okay. Barbara, good afternoon. Looking forward to this game and your comical commentary. 3-1 to the Toon. Game starts at 11 p.m. Australia. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, actually. Tom says we have every chance today. Could go either way. Oven Chips, good afternoon to you. We are going to turn them over and expose their frailties. I hope so. Bravo, good morning from the USA. I will be happy with a draw. Man United's scary name in the US. Yeah, scary name. And, of course, everybody used to fear going to Old Trafford, but that isn't the case anymore, guys. Old Trafford isn't this fortress that it used to be, when back in the Fergie days, a lot of people would fear going to Old Trafford, but not anymore. Not anymore, guys. And certainly the way they've started the season and they've been playing over recent seasons, teams are going there now with a bit of confidence, playing on a big pitch and getting at them. Because we know if you get at Man United, the crowd can turn very easy and it goes very sour for them very, very quickly. So that's what we're hoping for today, without a shadow of a doubt. George says, need to see Anderson play more. He can create things. I'm sure we'll see him later on in the game. Kendo's gone 4-1 to Newcastle. Bruno to chip the keeper. That would be nice as well. Yeah. Any idea how many subs might be used? Well, we'll just have to see how the game goes, Adam, to be honest. Seth says, I'm a little worried about Anthony versus Byrne, but other than that, fairly confident. Look, I think Dan Byrne is very good positional sense. So, I'm sure he's been working with Eddie Howe during the week of how to cope with Anthony and not to let him get any chances. And certainly, there's no doubt Dan Byrne will be aware of Anthony's pace. That is a certainty. So it's going to be interesting to see how Dan Byrne does. But look, we've got to go with what Eddie's believing in and what he's worked on during the week. Because we know, previous games this season, without a shadow of a doubt, we have seen what Eddie Howe can do in training, despite his team lineups, despite what we all might think is a terrible team. They go out there and they do a job. And I'm hoping that we see the same again today. Eddie in Japan, how are the lads? Like to see Big Joe back. He is. He's back. Hi, Ken. Hi, Paul. Let's look forward to a great win at the Stadium of Rust. Yeah, it's not looking great lately, Old Trafford. Mike, good afternoon. Oh, I'm so up for this game. So Man United fan channel still underestimating us, believing we'll set up with a low block and counter. Yes, indeed. Jesse says he's playing with the Aussie junior side. Yeah, I thought he was. That's Garan Kuol, by the way. George says... seeing Eddie Howe was picked up and Nigel might be a doubt for the match. Look, listen, I really felt for Craig Hope this morning because every single tweet that he was putting out was injuries or bad news. It was ASM, then it was Isak with an extension to his injury, and then, of course, reporting that Joe Willock had been feeling under the weather and was doubtful to start the game, which he was right because he's on the bench. He isn't 100% or not feeling 100%, but maybe he'll come on later on in the match. But there you go. Jonesy says 3-1 to the Toon. Bloody fly's getting all over this microphone. Koala's with the under-20s. Yes, he is. Up the A1 this afternoon, Paul. We need to keep Ronaldo and Anthony quiet. We've got a chance to get something here. Yeah, but we also need to keep Jadon Sancho quiet as well because, Sancho is a very good player as well. Let's not forget that on his day. Now, sometimes for me, he turns up. Sometimes he doesn't. So we've just got to be very, very aware of that and very careful at the same time. V says the Man United channels think we'll play a low block. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Ryan says, Paul, what did you think of Klopp's comment? Listen, the man's a bell end, Ryan. We know he is. I think he should spend more time, just getting his teeth in perfect order than making stupid comments about that again. Liverpool, you look at the spending they've had the last few years, you look at the wages they're paying out, and that guy has the gall to actually spout up about Man City and Newcastle. It's absolutely ridiculous. So he's made a fool of himself yet again. And a lot of people have commented on social media that, they used to have a lot of respect for this guy, that he was a breath of fresh air when he came into the Premier League. And now he's just a moaning old fart. He's turning into the German Victor Meldrew, as far as I'm concerned. Just get on with it. And I think he's making excuses for his team's lack of progress this season. He's got to come out with something rather than blame himself. So he's not going to blame himself. What he's going to do is blame money and blame other teams for having money when Liverpool has spent a bloody fortune lately. So it's pathetic. Ashley 80 says, I've hit the like. Thank you, buddy. Gavin says, great to see Shelby back. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Let's have a look. Mary says, this will be my first time I've seen Paul's commentary. I've seen Billy's, just not Paul's. Well, try and enjoy. We're very different commentators, but we have our ways, both good. Shelby on the bench. Now, did not see that coming. He must have worked hard to get back this quick. Paul Sales going 3-0 to us. Jeez. James Matthew Photography. Harry Paul, hope you're good, buddy, and have a great stream. Thanks, mate. Julie J, first time in a while we've been playing a so-called Big Six club where I felt positive. We could win this. KB, good afternoon, Paul, on this magnificent match commentary from your good self. 3-1 to the Toon. How are the lads from Belfast? I'm loving the confidence, guys, I have to say. Paul Gallant, good afternoon to you. It's great to see so many positive comments ahead of the game. We're 9 minutes away from kickoff now. The build-up, it's getting exciting. We know that this is going to be a huge game for Newcastle United, and a huge game for us fans as well, because we really want to see us beat the Manx, because for me that is just priority. We've got to just beat the Manx. It'll be magnificent. The review show, which is tonight, either way, at 8 o'clock on this channel. The four of us will be back at 8 o'clock to run over the game and hopefully talk about a lot what went right rather than went wrong, and hopefully we're celebrating coming away from Old Trafford with something. Jack says they will try and isolate Share when Trippier is upfield, so we have to be careful, but that was with Rashford playing. Yeah, I'm quite surprised he hasn't gone with Rashford, actually, because pace on both flanks may cause us a problem. Trippier isn't blessed with great pace anymore, we know that, but his footballing brain is miles ahead of anybody else, so it makes up for his lack of pace. But I'm surprised that they haven't gone for pace on both sides. But we'll see how the game goes. Fancy some aerial dominance today. A Botman bullet header. I would love that. It's about time. Bradley Big Toe. Hello, Paul. Buzzing for this game. Let's have him. Hello, Paul. We're going to win at Old Trafford 3-1 with Bruno G with 2 and Almiron. Wes, good afternoon. He's going 2-1 as well. Wow. James Matthews says, pre-match nerves have got me. I need a bevy. Pre-match nerves already. It's just chill. We've got 7 minutes, guys, before we kick off. Man United were poor last week against the Skip Rats, lost possession a lot, and we can get after them with our high press. I think the high press is going to be very, very important today, and we've discussed this again in the preview show. When Alex was talking about the stats and how Man United line up and things like that, and he was commenting on the press and how important that press is. It's for me, it's very important. Almiron is tremendous at it, and Jacob Murphy, to be fair, he was brilliant at it last week against Brentford, and he can do it again today, because Man United sometimes like to play out from the back, and I think we can get it to here. If we can get it to here, cause to here problems and make mistakes, this could be a very, very interesting game of football. It really can. Looking forward to the game and some of the things Paul comes out with. God help us. Alan says, Paul, nip out and put your Toon top on, man. Get in the party spirit. Well, I would, but they're on the wash, unfortunately. Listen, what I wear as a shirt doesn't matter, guys. Let's just go and get a bloody win at the Old Trafford. Poolie Mag says, confident today. I'm going for a 2-0 win. Adam says, good day to everyone. The Toon Review family absolutely buzzing for this game. I think we can grab the 3, and we have to have faith in Eddie and the boys. All the best from the US. Cheers, Adam. Let's hope we do. Rich says, come on, Toon. We can do this. And I think 2-0 to the proper United. Indeed, as I've got above my head, we are United. James says, it's time for Elliot Anderson to write himself into the Newcastle history with a late winner today. The Geordie Maradona. Yes, absolutely. Mark, afternoon, Paul, watching from Aberdeen. Look forward to your commentary. Thanks, mate. Sinclair's in Turkey with his half and half scarf, says James. I that might be right, actually. That could be right. With his half and half scarf, you're sitting by the pool. You can just imagine, can't you? With his Coca-Cola in a wine glass, etc. Good afternoon, John, if you're watching, by the way. Jack says, I reckon we can do it today. Man United have been in and out of form, and we're just coming into form. Let's have it. Indeed. Right, we've got, 5 minutes before the game. Let's have a quick check on the team again for those that haven't seen it. We go with Nick Pope in goal. We go with Trippier, Share, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, Longstaff, Joe Linton, and the 3 up front is Jacob Murphy, Miguel Almiron, and Callum Wilson. The big news for Newcastle United today is that obviously ASM is injured. He's had a setback, as has Alexander Isak. However, John Joe Shelvey returns to the bench after a long layoff after being injured against Benfica in pre-season, and Joe Willock does make the bench despite having an illness. So it's a big plus having Shelvey back on the bench. I think it really is. Man United go with De Gea, Martinez, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Fred, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Anthony, Shaw, and Sancho. So very, very strong as usual up front. But gone are the days where we worry about defending at the minute, touch wood, because Botmanshire, etc., have been superb. And we'll be looking for another superb performance from them today. Mike says Bruno to cement his World Cup starting spot against Fred and Casemiro with a dominant display. Listen, it is a big game for Bruno today because he will want to perform against them guys. He will want to be at the top of his game for this match because he will know that people are looking at him, and he's got a chance to really, really stand out. And for me, he's capable of doing that. Steve says Man United had a recent European match. They'll be tired. It gives us the edge. We'll win 2-1-ish. 4-2 the Toon. It's tremendous seeing all this incredible positivity. Jag says, is it you today, Paul, doing the live commentary? It is indeed. How can anyone? Don't ask for links, please. We're not allowed to give them out. Geordies is going to be brilliant to see us fourth in the table after this match. Yep, that's at stake. Fourth in the table, guys, which is an incredible turnaround from where we were this time last year to be saying we could be going, fourth in October is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Heed says 3-0 today. Nice and easy day for us. I hope you're right, mate. Ashley says just hoping for a big game and that we use our height on corners. That's where I think we can get at Man United. Set pieces, certainly, because the lack of height they have. I mean, Martinez isn't a big central defender. Varane, yes, but, Varane can't be everywhere on the pitch. He just simply can't be. So we have to hope that we go at them and go at them in the right way. So let's just keep fingers crossed there. Let's just keep fingers crossed. Steve says Isak on the bench. No, he's not, mate. He's had a setback as well as ASM, so they'll be out for the next few games, unfortunately, which is a shame, but we just have to get on with it. If Welbeck can give Martinez a hard time soaking Wilson, I think Wilson will be really fired up for this game. He really will. He knows he can get at this Man United back line. Providing he gets the service, of course, and that's where the big question lies. Will he get the service? Because, Miggy, as well as he's been playing, we need him to provide for Callum as well, but also score some goals. And of course, you look at Murphy on the other side, of course, pressing very well against Brentford last week, which led to Wilson winning the ball. And then, of course, the rest is history. Wilson back to Murphy, and it was in the back of the net. So they had good games, and they need to continue to have good games. That's what we want to see today. We need to see them really going at it and going at it properly. So they're just going through the teams now, just getting the pictures up. Now, remember, guys, please don't put any spoilers in the chat. Don't mention anything that's happening in the game until I've mentioned it on commentary. That is really important, guys. Don't spoil it for anybody else who may be behind or not watching the game at all. As Julie stated earlier on, if you do put any spoilers in, they will simply be removed. And if you keep doing it, you'll be removed from the stream. And we don't want to do that, guys. Let's just everybody enjoy the game. So no spoilers, please. But this is the build-up. Fergie's, oh, there he is. Fergie shaking hands with Ten Hag. Honestly, he's got to always have to shake Ten Hag and Eddie Howe having a chat now. But look. This is it. Oh, look at all the Man United fans with the camera phones. Unbelievable, isn't it? Really. It gets stranger. They're giving Fergie some award here. He's giving Ronaldo a big cuddle. I don't know what Fergie's doing pitch side. Obviously, I don't have the commentary up, so I don't know. De Gea's giving him a cuddle as well. He's getting some kind of play. Now, this must be Player of the Month awards for Man United or someone presented by the legend that is Alex Ferguson. Let's hope them smiles are wiped off their faces by, 20 minutes in. Martin says, no spoilers, please. Don't spoil it for the ones listening to Paul's commentary. Absolutely. Well said, mate. Spacebar says, how counterproductive is that? He hangs around the club like a bad smell. Yeah, I guess so. Wearing the green kit today. Wow. Okay. So there you have it. We are in the green kit. We are ready to go. Newcastle United at Old Trafford. This is it, guys. Newcastle currently in a huddle and look fired up as we're just looking at pictures of Bruno Fernandes with the big teeth. I think he really does compete with Jurgen Klopp for the biggest teeth in the Premier League, I think. When he falls over, he causes huge divots in the ground. which in turn causes problems for Manchester United, of course. But here we go. It's going to be Manchester United to kick off, left to right as I'm looking. It's going to be Bruno Fernandes to kick off for Manchester United. We are ready to go at Old Trafford. And again, no spoilers, guys, please. None at all, or you'll be removed. Here we go. We're just waiting for the referee to hit that start whistle. CR7 Tyler football. Man United are going to win 6-0. Yeah, okay. We'll see. I know we've took some poundings at Old Trafford before in the past, but I think, fingers crossed, those are long, long gone. But here we go. They've took the knee. We're underway at Old Trafford. Here we go. And immediately Casemiro goes back to the Man United defence with Varane. He's immediately pressed very hard by Callum Wilson, which is exactly what we want to see in today's game. Luke Shaw now on the left-hand side for Manchester United. Has to drop back again. Varane into Shaw. Back to Varane. A little bit of 1-2s. Newcastle pressing from the off here. But Man United played out well to Casemiro. And he breaks forward for Manchester United into Ronaldo. Back out wide to Luke Shaw. Newcastle just happy, just let Man United pass it around a little bit and then put the press on immediately. Martinez for Manchester United now. Back to Rafael Varane. And he brings it up towards the halfway line and goes back to Dalot at the right-hand side of defence into Martinez. Again, Newcastle look like they're getting very set up and going to make it difficult for Man United to break us down. Again, the high press. De Gea has to be hurried up, and that's just kept in by Dalot there. It was great pressing again from Jacob Murphy on the left-hand side. But here come Man United now with Ronaldo, and that's a little overhit towards Bruno Fernandes, and he can't keep it in. And Newcastle United win a throw-in and actually get the ball. So there you go. So, interesting start, and I just realized that I haven't actually started the clock, which is my bad, guys. My bad. So where are we in the game here? Well, let's just go for a minute 45, I think. That should be enough. Okay, I've lost my... Okay, let's go for... Okay, my clock is underway. And it's way behind. So I need to change that again to around 2 minutes 15. That time should be around the right one. As Man United threaten. And the shot is well wide from Fred. So, here we go. Robert says, hi, Paul from Malta. Hope we win. We have no luck against Man U. No, we don't. However, today might be the day that it all changes for Newcastle. We have it at the moment with Sven Botman right in the middle of the, just outside the penalty area. He swings a left-footed ball towards Kieran Trippier. Takes it on his chest, forced back by Jadon Sancho. Schär decides to go long up the field. It's a great ball, actually, for Fabian Schär. And Miggy's onto it in a flash. And Martinez has had to come across. It goes back to Longstaff. Longstaff tried to play a little first-time ball into Miggy, but it was well intercepted, to be fair, by Luke Shaw. But that was an opportunity, and Manchester United settle it down now with Rafa Varane. That was interesting. That was really, really interesting because had that ball gone through from Longstaff, Miggy was in. So it was a good opportunity. And again, Man United playing out from the back, and we are pressing them again. Luke Shaw now pressed by Longstaff. He gets it up towards Fred now for Manchester United. Fred has got Casemiro inside. Casemiro goes, look to play the ball out to the right-hand side, but it's now with Bruno Fernandes. He gives it to Dalot. Dalot now picked up by Anthony. This is the first real run he gets at Burn, but he doesn't. He goes back to Dalot, who plays back to Casemiro for Manchester United. He turns to give it back to Varane. Great pressing from Newcastle again, making Man United turn back on the heels. 4 minutes gone in the match here, and it's Jadon Sancho on the left-hand side for Manchester United. Pulls it back to Fred. He may fancy another go, Fred, here, but he's crowded out very quickly, and that's a foul on Bruno, knocked over by Fred, who's disappointed that he lost the ball. Yeah, Mitch, it's great to see you on commentary, Paul. Feeling like it's been ages since I last did a commentary. Absolutely ages, but here we are. The time I've got on my screen is around about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, guys. So that's where I am in the match. And Newcastle have the ball with Sven Botman. Ten Hag looking pressingly onto the pitch and thinking, Newcastle are crowding us out. We haven't really. The holy one, Nick Pope, goes long, looking for Wilson. Wilson shrugs off the challenge. Varane didn't particularly like that. Murphy now for Newcastle. He's easily knocked off the ball there. That's not what we want to see from Jacob Murphy. Played down the line. And Bruno Fernandes again throwing himself to the floor. He's already off and complaining at the referee. This man is an arse, right? He's a complete arse. And again, within 5 minutes of the match starting, he has thrown himself to the floor, claiming that he was fouled and screaming and dancing at the referee. Well, that's what we want to do. Keep knocking him off the ball. Keep knocking him out of shape. We've got an injury to Bruno, but Newcastle United come forward. Sorry, here's Cristiano Ronaldo down the left-hand side. Tried to pull it back, but Fabian Schär made a very, very good interception. And Schär's actually slid off the pitch, and he looks really hurt there because, of course, there's that little hill, and he's grabbing his knee. That is not good. That is not good because he made the tackle, and he's banging his leg on the floor. That's not good for Newcastle. Because there's that stupid hill behind the goal. And he slips there and really jars his knee by the looks of things. And that's not good. He's in a little bit of pain, Fabian Schär here. Ronaldo just managed to keep the ball in play. Good interception by Schär. And look, he just slips on that hill. I think that's dangerous, that having a hill there like that. I mean, it really is. Eddie's looking on, chewing his chewing gum, trying to see what's going on there. But it looks like a jar. But anyway, Man United get on with the game, of course, because Fabian Schär's off the pitch. Newcastle have dealt with the corner. And it's back. Oh, Wilson. I thought he could have got there before Luke Shaw there, but he didn't. But Newcastle have a throw in just over the halfway line now on the left-hand side, which is going to be taken by Big Dan Burn. And Joelinton goes back now to Sven Botman, who swings it wide for Fabian Schär, who is back on the pitch. It's good to see. Oh, is that? Yes, it is, Schär. He goes into nice little play there. Trippier, brilliant ball down the line, looking for Miggy. Well cut out by Martinez, who had to come across. Trippier again will just let that roll out for a throw into Newcastle United. I've never really, those little hills that are on the side of the pitch at Old Trafford, I think can be quite dangerous. Players are having to stop very quickly before they get there. And of course, as we've just seen, they can slip. Here's Joelinton for Newcastle, hounded by the Man United press there. Bruno Fernandes goes back to Dalot, who is in turn pressed by Murphy. Dan Burns steps up on Fernandes brilliantly. Down by the left-hand side, Dan Burns' cross comes in. It's headed away by Varane. And it's going to come to, I believe that's Anthony. He goes back into Dalot, who just clips it away. Good pressure this from Newcastle. Bruno now for Newcastle into Longstaff. He gives it to Sven Botman. Botman into Bruno. Bruno confronted by Fernandes. Joelinton and Bruno playing a 1-2 there. Doesn't quite come off, and Man United on the break now with Ronaldo trying to get Sancho away. Good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Again, another ball down the line by Schär, using that to try and beat Martinez has come across. Longstaff. Great turn by Callum Wilson now having a run at the back line for Man United here. Was he taken out there? Wilson wants a penalty. Varane looks unhinged. That was interesting. That was very, very interesting. But nothing given by the referee. He just waved it away. I think Callum Wilson was being a little bit optimistic, to be honest. But here, great step up by Fabian Schär as well. And Man United slightly rattled here. Not even 10 minutes into the game. Casemiro now, again, hunted down by Joelinton very quickly. Martinez now for Man United. Again, slows it right down. And now Varane. He tries to clip one over to Dalot. Dalot now on the far side. He is knocked off the ball very easily by Jacob Murphy. Murphy plays a ball into Wilson, but De Gea's off his line like a rabbit in a headlight to get out there in front of Callum Wilson. But a good thinking from Murphy, almost played him in. And now on the left-hand side for Man United, Fred into Ronaldo. Ronaldo deciding to have a run. He's got men coming across. Out to Sancho on the left-hand side. Sancho cuts it back to Fred. Fred looking for the angle to shoot, but they can't. Again, they have to go wide. Anthony screaming at his back line to get forward. Here is Anthony for Man United. Slips one into Casemiro. And then Dan Burn comes across and knocks the ball off Anthony. And Newcastle United quite well, actually, played out of defence. That's nice. That is nice. And now Murphy fancies a run at Dalot. Just couldn't get past him. Positive again, though, from Jacob Murphy. And it's all the way back now to David De Gea. De Gea now looking to play it out from the back. Slips one through to Bruno Fernandes, who completely lets the ball run under his feet. I think it was Casemiro, actually. And a chance here for Newcastle. Oh, good defending. But Miggy's won it back. Luke Shaw was very slow there, and Newcastle United win a throw-in right by the corner flag. Steve Mallam saying that's a penalty all day. I haven't had a chance to see the replay, to be honest, so I don't know, mate. But anyway, Trippier's going to take the throw for Newcastle. He's moved it slightly further away from the corner flag to get a better angle. Now Miggy on the ball. Almiron plays it in. Not a great ball, but a terrible clearance back to Newcastle. Man United are all over the place defensively here. Here's Jacob Murphy. Oh, he tried to get it in first time for Wilson, and it's deflected for a corner. This is good stuff, guys. This is good stuff from Newcastle. We're really giving Man United... Man United have got a lot of thinking here because Newcastle are pressing, they're attacking, and they do look dangerous. No spoilers, Paul Gallant. No spoilers. Or you'll be chucked off. Corner to Newcastle United. It's going to be Big Joe to take it. Just over 11 minutes gone in the game. Big Joe with a corner. Now, will he go short or will he go long here? He's gone short. And it's gone back to Longstaff now. That was a bit of a waste, but here they come. Longstaff ball in. It's right at the back post. Dan Burn knocks it down. And, well, De Gea got his hand to it and managed to clear it away. Fred then belts it upfield for Manchester United, straight out of play. So nothing comes from that. But, hey. Well, that's interesting. Looking back at that penalty incident, Callum Wilson turns away. Oh, I tell you what, Varane did put a leg out there. He went over his knee, but of course VAR just not interested. Just not interested. But there you go. If that was at the other end, that would have been very interesting. But here come Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes. He's got our Bruno coming right in on him, cleared away by Trippier. Comes back to Jadon Sancho and curls one just over the bar. And a goal kick to Newcastle. So, again, this is end-to-end stuff. It's kind of what we expected. Both teams getting the ball and going on the front foot. And why shouldn't we give Manchester United a go? You know what I mean? It's why shouldn't we? A curling shot there from Sancho. He was definitely put off by the sliding tackle from Sean Longstaff there, which he did really well. Anyway, Nick Pope is going to launch this forward. Share. Bruno. Longstaff. Longstaff will play it into Callum Wilson, who's knocked off the ball. He's lost the ball quite easily there, Callum Wilson. And Man United breaking down the left-hand side. Will Fred keep that in? Not a chance in hell. Fred and his dreads can't keep that in. Now, I have seen a replay of that penalty, guys. I have to say, that was a penalty. I mean, he did stick his leg out. So why wasn't did VAR check it? I'm not sure. For me, should have been given as a penalty. Convinced. Keith Truscott, thank you for becoming a new member of the channel, mate. Welcome to the Toon Review family. Thank you for your support. Fabian Schär, who's had a very, very good start to this match. He has played a wonderful ball out to Murphy on the left-hand side. He's got Dalot for company now. Murphy making his way forward and wins the corner again. What a brilliant pass that was by Fabian Schär. Stepped up, pinged it precisely like a missile to Jacob Murphy, and good defending by Dalot, but it goes out for a corner. So here we go. Here we go. Sports commentaries, good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. Billy says VAR did check. Goldbridge saying it's not a penalty. Well, he will. Of course he will. But Newcastle will have another corner. This time it's going to be Kieran Trippier to take, and I have a feeling they won't go short this time, which will be a bit ridiculous given the height we've got in there. Let's use that height. 14 and a half minutes gone at Old Trafford. We still have no goals, but Newcastle have started well. In comes Trippier's corner, right to the back post. Shea heads it back across, and it's bouncing around in that penalty area, and Joe Linton just couldn't get enough purchase on it to put it past the Spanish goalkeeper, David De Gea. But anyway, Newcastle, well, I have to say, I mean, this opening 15 minutes, I mean, Man United have done some pressing. We've done some pressing, and to be honest, it's as we expected. Both teams going for it, which is much better than one team parking the bus. And Newcastle, certainly under Eddie Howe, we're not going to park the bus at Old Trafford. Here's Bruno for Newcastle. He's just going to lay this back to Sven Botman. Botman now will go across to Fabian Schär. Again, keeping possession really, really well at the start of this game. Fabian Schär to Sven Botman. He's got Byrne on the outside of him. He lays it up to Dan Byrne. Byrne turns, looks for Murphy down the left-hand side, controls it. In fact, it's not Murphy, it's Joe Linton. Into Bruno. Bruno back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton playing on the left side here. I'm not sure where Jacob Murphy's gone. He's in the middle. So he's in that number 10 role, and he's on the ball now, and he's having a good run here, Jacob Murphy. Good strength from Jacob Murphy, and the shot was disappointing. But again, he held off Casemiro brilliantly there, and it was a good run, but just the last, right at the death there, the shot, I think what he tried to do is maybe try to place it. Look at Bruno Fernandes, man. Again, falling over, grabbing his head when Murphy's got the ball. What an absolute monumental prick that guy is. Really can't stand Bruno Fernandes. I really, really can't. Yeah, guys, please stop asking for links for the match. We will not give links out. I mean, I don't know how many times we have to say that. We can't give links out. End of. Just enjoy the commentary, and hopefully Newcastle United getting something out of this game. But the ball is with Varane now for Man United. Brings it up the halfway line. Launches one long. Looking for... I believe Fred, but Kieran Trippier is just going to let that roll out to play for a Newcastle United goal kick. And again, we won't be in any hurry. We're not going to rush this. Apparently, players being suspended at Leeds United. I'm not sure why, but just seeing it on the chat there. How is the tempo of the game? Paul says Ghostly. Is it end to end? No, it's pretty much end to end. But we are looking dangerous when we go forward, I have to say. Man United don't look comfortable in defence at all. But now Fred has a bit of space to take it over the halfway line for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes leaves it now for Anthony. We know he's got a left foot on him, but that is way over the bar. And if there was rugby posts there, I'm not sure whether that would have even gone over the two. James Park says, Fernandes is a prat. Honestly, P.S. You're my favourite YouTuber. Thanks, James. Really appreciate that, buddy. Murphy started well, says Joe. Absolutely. Geordie Lad says, who's been the better team? I'd say us. You know, if I was totally honest, we've looked okay. We've looked okay going forward. Man United's back line looks a lot more unsteady than ours does. That's a certainty. So long may that continue. Botman, what a ball that is, right across the other side of the field. Has Trippier kept that in? He has indeed. What a cushioned header that is down to Fabian Schär. Plays it inside now, back to the holiest of the holy one, Nick Pope, who just rolls it out to Sven Botman, sorry. I've got the match muted and your commentary on. Thanks very much, Stephen. Keith says, loving the commentary, Paul. Great job. Come on, lads. No problem at all. Thank you for that, Keith. Here's Botman now to Schär again. We're not being rushed around either. We're just playing the ball nicely when we need to, and then pressing Man United again when we have to. That's a poor ball by Trippier, which Luke Shaw intercepts. And now Casemiro for Manchester United. Dan Burn steps up on Anthony really well there, but he's left the space, and the ball is played over the top. Botman comes across with a fantastic tackle on Anthony, and Botman's took a blow to the head. I think he's took a knee. Anthony's saying, get up. Well, I'm sorry, but if you took a knee to the head, you're going to be a bit dazed. Just seeing a replay of it here. Botman slides in. Yeah, he did take a little bit of a bang to the head. Nothing deliberate. Nothing at all deliberate there. It was just the way, the angle that Botman came into to win the ball. He's been a little bit knocked off it, so the trainers are on. Alwyn says, loving the commentary, Paul. First time for me listening in. Keep it up. Thank you very much. If you do enjoy the watch along and the stream, guys, please do hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, do hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. And also the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload. And of course, if you want to donate to the channel, please hit that $ at the bottom of the live comments, which will take you through that way. Maguire was looking focused down the bench. Yeah, he was. Absolutely not. I'm not sure why Paul Gallant, no spoilers, please, Paul, as he put in. I don't think he's, I don't know what's going on there. Cole here, this is a watch along. The match is not shown on this channel. Exactly, it's a watch along, mate. There's, you know, I commentate on the game. Barbara says, good news, Mason Green was being charged. Yep, we'll wait and see what happens with that one. Considering that there was rumours that Man United were bringing him back into the fold. But there they are, the Geordie Nation, singing their hearts out. 20 minutes gone at Old Trafford. We have no score. The physicality is notable from Newcastle. Yeah, well, again, Fernandez is a monumental prick. That was priceless, Paul. Well, he is. Best job for him is being towed behind a tractor ploughing a field, just like Jurgen. VAR failure at Leeds, apparently. Oh, dear. I was going to say, Stephen says we have Newcastle have VAR failure. Well, sometimes we do. Sometimes it goes in our favour, mate. So it certainly went in our favour last week. Chris is loving your commentary as always. Thanks, mate. James says if it was at St James's Park, that foul would be a penalty. Well, it's interesting. It was very, very interesting. As we see Matt Targett lining up, which is very weird because obviously Jamal Lascelles is there. But if Botman did have to go off, I would assume Dan Burn would then take up the centre of defence. Which just shows the confidence Eddie Howe is in Jamal Lascelles at the minute. But anyway, we have the ball now with Sean Longstaff, a good interception, and Longstaff breaks forward. He's got a run of Callum Wilson. He's also got a run of Joe Linton on the far side. Almost found him, actually. But now Jacob Murphy, Joe Linton, again, building up. Joe Linton heading towards the middle of the field. He might take a go here. Oh, he's dribbled round a couple, and he's fouled. Yep. Right on the edge of the box. This is Kieran Trippier over the wall. And look at Bruno Fernandes. Shut up, you little tart. He really does. He does boil my blood every time I see him. Complain. It's a clear foul by Fred. He slides in. He's nowhere near the ball. Takes out Joe Linton. Great play by Big Joe. Really positive. And then he's taken down, of course, Fernandes straight in the referee's face with those big gnashes biting his nose off, and he's 3 foot away from him. That's how big his teeth are. But anyway, this is a big opportunity for Newcastle. We got Cher over the ball. I don't see Trippier there at the minute. Whether this is going to be a Cher thunderbolt. Fernandes is still gassing onto the referee. Get back the 10 yards, you flaming idiot. God, I can't stand that guy. I really can't stand him. We've got Cher, Trippier, and Miggy over the ball here. Now, I would say it's around 6 or 7 yards outside of the penalty area. It's in a good position, but this would have to be a very, very good free kick to beat David De Gea. It really will. Sancho's lying down, taking a sleep behind the wall, as they always do. Trippier's probably eyeing this one up. Fabian Schär is still over there. Miggy's still over there. This is a long way out. John, Discord is different to here. You can do that in the Discord, mate. No problem at all. We're still waiting for this free kick to be taken. Schär's certainly stepped back a few yards here. Trippier's looking. This is confusing even me, so I don't know how the Man United defence know they're going to take this one. Fabian Schär's looking. He's sort of looking very coy, but it is going to be Trippier, and it hits the wall. Comes back to Trippier on the left foot. Plays it. Joe Linton's header off the bar. Joe Linton's rebound. How has that stayed out? How in God's planet has that stayed out of the net? What a header by Joe Linton. Trippier floats it in on his left foot. Joe Linton's header is brilliant. Off the crossbar. The rebound. He's hit the post. He hits the bar, then the post. I mean, to be fair, he should have scored there, Joe Linton. He should have put that second header in the back of the net. That is disappointing. You know, when you see the replay, he should have put that rebound. The first header was great, but the one off the bar, he should have put that in the back of the net. But we do have a corner. That was a chance. Jesus Christ on a bike. Squeeze lemon juice in my eyes, guys. That should have been a goal, and we should have been 1-up. How that stayed out. Trippier's corner swung in, flicked on, and just wide of the post again. And we have another corner. Wow. Do we have a corner? No, we don't. Bruno's hanging his head. I mean, that was a chance. Oh, Bruno an inch away from getting the flick on there. I think it was Botman got a flick to it, and Bruno at the back post. Somehow it stays out, and we are still somehow 0-0 at Old Trafford. But we should be in front. If Joe Linton sees that again, that second opportunity, it should have been in the back of the net. Just couldn't divert his neck to put it in. Man United coming forward now and have won a corner themselves as they come straight back down the other end. And Bruno Fernandes is going to take it for Manchester United. What a let-off for Manchester United. What a let-off. But my God, that should have been 1-0. It really should have. His holiest one, Nick Pope sorting out the defence. Varane trying to push Botman around. Good luck with that, sunshine. But it is going to be the big-toothed Bruno for Man United. Swings in the corner. And it's flicked away. It comes to Fred. His control is awful, but he's going to get a chance to cross the ball in. And again, Botman stands tall and it deflects out for another corner. So there's pressure on at the other end. It's just how we thought the game would go, to be honest. It's end-to-end. End-to-end as usual. Guys, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also hit that notification bell, which will tell you when we go live or upload videos on this channel. Here's Bruno Fernandes, swings it in again. Great header, that from Joe Linton. In fact, it might have been Botman. It was one of the two, but it was a fantastic defensive header. And Miggy just sees that out for a throw into Man United. So Man United now with their turn to press us a little bit. Hopefully we can keep them out during this little spell that they're having here. But, oh, God. That should have been 1-0, guys. It really should. Anyway, here's Jadon Sancho for Manchester United on the left-hand side, midway through the Newcastle half at the moment. But again, we're keeping our shape, we're keeping organised, and we're looking good. Martinez to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw will ping it over the top, looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo. Nick Pope got a touch on it, and it's cleared away, but he's offside. Nick Pope did well there, because obviously everybody's continuing to play the game, and Nick Pope got a hand to it, and then it was eventually cleared away by His Royal Highness Sir Botman, and cleared it away nicely. Yeah, he's just offside there, Ronaldo, by a leg. Nick Pope did well, and of course, well, it was Fabian Schär, the Swiss cheese, just coming across there to just play the ball away brilliantly. Now, Longstaff, I don't like Longstaff in that position where he's just outside our own box trying to play it around. Or rather, he's further up the pitch. Botman now swings his left foot again towards Kieran Trippier, and Trippier's gone down. A little clash with Luke Shaw there. Not sure what happened. Trippier's rolled back onto the pitch. And there's a steward there asking for calm. I'm not sure whether the two benches were having a bit of a namsy-pamsy with each other there again. But there's that Joe Linton first header off the crossbar. The second header comes back to him. Oh, really? It's a bad header by Joe Linton. I mean, obviously he's alert to get his own rebound off the crossbar, and it does come down, you know, and then the second, but he does have time. And he just, I think, probably Martinez to the left of De Gea put him off a little bit because he then tried to just put it in the corner. But realistically, we should be 1-up. But here's Luke Shaw, again, trying to play the ball through to Ronaldo. And that's a foul by Luke Shaw on Bruno. Newcastle United win a free kick. Again, they're looking for the runs of Ronaldo cutting across. But obviously, you know, Fabian Schär and Botman are alert to that. But we still, well, just before the half hour, we are still 0-0 at Old Trafford. Newcastle United with by far the best chance of the game. Joe Linton hit the bar, rebound coming back, and then hit the post. Oh, so unlucky, man. So unlucky. Here we go. Long ball played forward by Trippier into the Manchester United penalty area again. It's flicked on. It's cleared by Casemiro. Not really positively, but they get away with it. Now, Anthony for Manchester United trying to break. He's got Murphy to deal with here. Anthony trying to use his pace to get round Jacob Murphy. He doesn't. Brilliant work from Jacob Murphy. And he's played a lovely ball down the line. It's just slightly overhit. Varane might have to put the ball out here. He's got pressure from Dan Burn. Dan Burn all over him. and he has won the throw-in to Man United in the end. But again, brilliant work from Jacob Murphy, tracking back there, keeping pace with Anthony, and then just look at the shirt pulling on Dan Burn. How is that not a penalty? But again, VAR won't look at that. He's all over him. That looks suspiciously like a foul throw as well. But we are definitely the better team here. There's no doubt about that in my eyes. Man United, they're having to play around for free kicks as Wilson and Martinez getting a little bit of a tangle there. It's good to see, though. Get at them. Varane has come across and just cooled the situation down a little bit. Callum Wilson, we know, loves that physicality. And there they go again. Wilson definitely liking the physicality going against Manchester United. Now, why aren't VAR? How VAR can't give a penalty for that is incredible. So that's 2 penalties I believe we should have had. Unbelievable. Unbloody believable. Long ball played forward by Manchester United over the top, but his holy one comes out to collect that. Nick Pope brilliantly. Geordie boys in town, don't put that spoilers in, mate. He'll get chucked off the stream quite simply straight away. The muds are on it like a car bonnet, mate. Here's Nick Pope now playing again from the back. Just clips it out towards Trippier. Trippier nods it on. Only found Fred for Man United. This is dangerous. Sancho now for Manchester United. Cuts inside. Ronaldo playing it across. Looking for Bruno Fernandes. But again, Joe Linton is there. That looked like like a handball by Martinez. And it's given. He can't believe it. He's crying into his hands again. Yeah, mods, anybody puts fake scores or anything like that in, put them in a timeout or something, and then next time they do it, just chuck them, because we've given enough warnings out, to be honest. We don't want them spoiling it for anybody else. Newcastle was 6 attempts to Man United's 3, with 2 on target for us and none for Manchester United. So very, very positive. And it has been a positive half hour for Newcastle. Again, we should be winning the game. That is the frustrating thing. But Trippier's going to launch this again for Newcastle United towards the Man United penalty area. Varane heads it away. Comes out. Joe Linton can't get ahead of Anthony to win the ball. Anthony shrugged him off. Plays the ball down to Dalot. Dalot's played a long ball towards Ronaldo. Bruno is back for Newcastle and did really well there. And Nick Pope launches one, but that's going to go out of play for a Man United throw. And that is halfway through Newcastle United's half. But they don't attack with it. They go backwards. And here's Varane, and he's got to go all the way back to De Gea. Great pressing again from Jacob Murphy, who, again, I think has had a decent half. But that is a terrible clearance from David De Gea. Straight out of play. And that immediately will put Manchester United under pressure here. He shakes his head. It was a terrible clearance, to be honest. And Dan Burn's going to take the throw for Newcastle. This is almost level with the Manchester United penalty area. It was a terrible clearance by De Gea. Burn into Joe Linton, controls it, but he's lost the ball, unfortunately, and Man United bring it away now. Casemiro, brilliant tackle from Bruno. Fred loses the ball. Great pressing again from Newcastle United. They're swarming over the Manx. Swarming! The ball is still somehow in play. Dan Burn getting in for a 50-50, but we have a Newcastle United player down at the moment. But play goes on with Bruno now. Bruno breaking forward for Newcastle. Oh, it's a bad pass. He couldn't quite play Callum Wilson in. De Gea again tries to play the ball out. Bruno Fernandes can't control it. Newcastle win it back again and still have a player down. It came with all that 50-50 ball winning. It's Joe Linton who's down. Not quite sure what the problem is with Big Joe. Sort of got a bang there. I don't think it's a particularly serious injury for Joe Linton. I think he's more winded than anything else. The Newcastle fans once again showing their appreciation for this team, and rightly so. We're playing really well today. As Newcastle United getting some drinks now while Joe Linton's injured, and Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall just letting them know what's going on. I'm not sure what the problem is with Big Joe here. I didn't see anything happen there. I'm not sure. Is it his shoulder? Trainer's on anyway, but still. We have nearly 34 minutes gone in the game, and we are still 0-0 at Old Trafford. Those of you that just joined the stream, Newcastle should actually be ahead. Joe Linton's header hitting the crossbar. Rebound came down. Should have really put in the rebound, but it hit the post and went away again. But hey, you know what it is? It's good to watch. It has been a good first half, as we thought it might be, because we knew both teams would go at it. And certainly, I think Newcastle United have been good enough to be ahead in this game. But unfortunately, it's not the case at the minute, and it's still 0-0. Yeah, Billy saying Anthony gave Joe a forearm smash. Look, if you look at the replay there, when he went in for that tackle with Joe Linton, and then he went in with Dan Burn, notice the angle of Anthony's foot when he went in on Big Dan Burn as well. So, not nice. He does look that kind of player as well, doesn't he? But anyway, it's going to be a drop ball now. I'm not sure who's going to get the ball. Please stop asking for links, guys. You won't get any off anybody in the stream. We're not allowed. For the 500th time, we cannot give out links. Anyway, players back underway, and Man United have it with Martinez halfway through their own half. He turns, goes straight back along to Varane. Joe Linton is back on the pitch now for Newcastle United. That's a heavy touch by Varane. He's got to go back to Dalot. Dalot's had to hit it long quickly, but there's nobody on that left-hand side, bar Kieran Trippier here. Trippier just calms it down and back to Nick Pope. Nick Pope will then just go long and did right there. Wilson didn't quite really jump for the ball or challenge Martinez there. I think he needs to challenge Martinez more. Well done, Longstaff. Trippier plays a ball down the line again. Miggy, great control on the chest. Turns, plays it into Callum Wilson. Wilson tries to get it back to Miggy. Good defending by Man United, but it's running around like a headless squirrel at the minute in that box. But great play by Miggy again. Oh, skips round, and then he throws himself to the floor, but he's won a free kick. Casemiro brings him down, and he's not even looking at the referee. He knows. Miggy did brilliantly there. Absolutely brilliantly. Kept going, and then, well, taken down by Casemiro. I mean, it took Miggy a while to go down, but he tried. I think Miggy gives that look of, oh, I've been shot there. But never mind. We have another free kick in a very, very dangerous position. Miggy's going to let Trippier take this. So he's probably going to whip this with sort of outswinger. This is where we need to use our height. I agree, Billy. Yeah, it was exactly the same challenge as the one on Wilson that wasn't given as a penalty. Work that out, if you will. One in the box, one not. And we're at Old Trafford. Let's not forget that. Anyway, Trippier with a free kick. What can he do with this? Grit of the teeth from the skipper as he goes, takes a couple of steps back. What can he do with this? Here it comes. Floated in. It's a poor free kick. It's rolling along the floor. Well, I thought it was going to fall to one of our players just to stab it into the empty net, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Jacob Murphy, our furthest player back, not a great ball. Taken on the leg by Fernandes. Then he clips it out to Jadon Sancho. Sancho back to Fernandes now as Manchester United start to attack. It's a good ball down the left-hand side from Bruno Fernandes. It's found Jadon Sancho. Trippier's coming across. Play it in. That's a great ball. This is a chance. Nick Pope saves with his legs. Great save by Nick Pope. The angle was tight for Manchester United, but it was an opportunity for Anthony, and he's disappointed he didn't put that in the net, but Nick Pope stayed big, to be fair to him. I'm not sure what what's going on here now. The referee stopped the game again. It looks like a throw into Manchester United. What are they checking now? I'm not sure what they're actually checking here, but here we'll get on with it. I'm just seeing a replay of this now. Oh, they're looking for handball against Longstaff. Of course they are. Of course they are. Anything to give a penalty against Newcastle they'll be looking for, especially at Old Trafford. Christ on a bike. Wipe my arse with barbed wire. Seriously, man, it's just incredible. Miggy again decides to go for a run. That ball isn't going to stay in play, unfortunately, though. He's definitely got the beating of Luke Shaw, though. There's no doubt about that. He's got the beating of Luke Shaw. Pace-wise. He just get the ball around him and run. I mean, Miggy can run like friggin' Forrest Gump when he wants to, and he can outpace Luke Shaw any day of the week. Longstaff header. Cleared away by Casemiro. It's a difficult ball, bouncing ball for Shea to deal with. He's knocked it out of play. I knew when that bounced there, it was going to be difficult for him. Just over 39 minutes gone in the game here at Old Trafford, still goalless. Here's Ronaldo. Out to Bruno Fernandes, plays it back to Luke Shaw. Shaw now, he's going to play it inside, all the way back to Rafa Varane, who's on the halfway line for Manchester United. Varane plays a very, very, hard pass in towards... I believe Jadon Sancho, but the ball just went straight under his feet and all the way back to thou holy one in Nick Pope. Oh, what you not that on for, Longstaff, you pillock? Again, miscommunication. That ball was just coming nicely down to Miggy's chest, and Longstaff decides to flick it over the top of him. Fred the Dread goes down now, wins a free kick for Manchester United. Here's Luke Shaw. Shaw to Fred. Nice little flick on for Jadon Sancho now. Inside to Anthony. To Fred. Again, great defending by Bruno. Our Bruno. The great Bruno. Bruno Fernandes now. He's got a chance to shoot. Botman sticks his heat in the way. It bounces loose. Cristiano Ronaldo now for Manchester United. Whipped across again. There's a chance here. And it's headed just softly back. But Bruno Fernandes... not very good in the air, and Nick Pope has a ball, and Bruno is quickly out for Newcastle over the halfway line. Then he tried to play the ball through for Jacob Murphy. It wasn't the greatest ball from Bruno, to be honest. And now Anthony goes down, and he's rolling around like he's been shot. Honestly, how dare he? How dare he do that, man? Unbelievable. You know, he's already smashed a couple of our guys today. Oh, you having a laugh. He got a little bit of a finger in the face and he's gone down as if he's been poleaxed. That's pathetic. Get up, you absolute ponce. Seriously. Funny how he's up now. There's nothing wrong with him. He must have done 25 rollovers there. Monumental bell end. Seriously. What an ass piece. Anyway, here's Martinez for Man United. Thumps it long. Burn intercepts. Bruno now for Newcastle. Controls and just lays it off to Dan Burn. Burn cuts back inside. Goes back to Sven Botman. Botman again. He won't be hurried. Plays a lovely ball to Joe Linton. Wins the header. Joe Linton. Lovely ball from Murphy inside to Miggy. Head down immediately. This is an opportunity. Oh, he's underhit that. Kieran Trippier was never getting there. And now Sancho goes down and it's a free kick to Man United. Miggy should have took that himself. A little push by Trippier there. Honestly, I mean, what Miggy was breaking from the midfield could have took it himself. Man United were getting opened up like the Red Sea there, and unfortunately, Miggy decides to pass it. And again, the passing in the final third, not great, I have to say. Not great from Newcastle, but listen, this first half, full of positivity for me. There's no doubt about that. De Gea, play it out from the back, rolls it into Varane. Varane, again, Newcastle pressing, out to Dalot on the right-hand side. Dalot, and he kicks it straight out of play. No, it's been intercepted. Great play by Joe Linton, again, pressing hard. Good stuff again from Newcastle United. Don't forget, guys, to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you're seeing. Lots of content here on the Toon Review. And down goes another Manchester United player, but the referee decides to give a free kick. Oh, and he's booked him. Interesting. I'm not sure who it is that was booked there. I believe it's Longstaff, or it might be Dan Burn, actually. Yeah, Dan Burn in on Ronaldo. Yeah, it was a yellow card down the back of his leg. That's a silly tackle from Dan Burn. It's a silly tackle. Just stand up. You know, Ronaldo's got his back to you. He's on the halfway line. He's going nowhere. So why does that happen? Crazy. Anyway, here's Sancho on the left-hand side. Vital that Newcastle don't concede now in the run-up to half-time, because we've been the better team. We've played really well, and we deserve certainly not to go behind. But here come Man United. Sancho. Oh, he can't keep that in, can Fred. And he loses his balance, and it'll be a goal kick to that holy one. I would imagine there'll be a couple of minutes injury time in this first half, due to the fact that obviously Joe Linton's been down for a little bit of a stretch. Maybe it's 1 minute, 1 or 2. The Man United fans not looking impressed, and I'm not surprised. Newcastle really should be in front. In all fairness, we should be winning this game. However, we're not, but we will continue to battle. It's still 0-0 with a minute to go to half-time plus injury time. He is Joe Linton for Newcastle, who has done really well in this midfield, but he's lost out there and lost out in a bad position because Anthony is breaking for Manchester United. Cuts back onto his left foot, swings in the cross for Ronaldo. It's too deep. But Joe Linton's got to be better there. Just when I'm praising him, he goes and loses the ball in a really poor area, and it set Anthony away. And, Ronaldo just trying to pull off the back of Fabian Schär there. He's offside anyway. It would have been offside had he connected with it, but it went sailing over his head like a blimp in the fluffy clouds, and out for a goal kick. Interesting, a lot of people saying that, he may well bring Target on for Dan Burn second half. That would be interesting. Dan Burn on a yellow card. It's always risky. There's going to be 3 minutes of injury time at the end of this first half. 3 minutes. Miggy chases down Martinez, but the ball just rolls out for a goal kick to Manchester United. Well, it's certainly a very interesting first half. I mean, I'll still stand by. I think we've been the better side. I think I think the Man United backline is there to be got at. There's no doubt about that. And I think Man United know they're in a hell of a game at the minute. They really are. And obviously, Joe Linton hitting the bar, then hitting the post. We really should be 1-0 up. The ball is now back with thou holy one, Nick Pope. Nobody seemed to connect with De Gea's goal kick. And Nick Pope's certainly not going to take a long time over this goal kick. He's going to rifle this down the pitch like a cannon. Here we go. Launches it. Looking for Callum Wilson. It's nowhere near him. Luke Shaw heads it away. Trippier, great pressing again and forcing Luke Shaw to kick the ball out of play. I think Callum's got to do better, for these goal kicks and things like that. He's, use his body strength, knock these players out the way. We need to create a bit more, rough stuff up front. Ball cleared away. Right under it is Sven Botman. Heads it again. Luke Shaw going at it with Miggy, as they have done lots of times in this first half so far. Headed away again by Botman, convincingly. You certainly, he takes some beating in the air, does Sven Botman. Anthony spins round Dan Burn again. This is what we were worried about, was the pace of Anthony. He tries to cross it in on his left foot. Now, if he'd had a right foot, that would have probably been a lot easier. He tried crossing it with the outside of his foot. No purchase on it, but really, Dan Burn got skinned alive there. Cross comes in and it's headed over the bar from Bruno Fernandes again. And to be honest, that should be it for the first half. But that's what we were worried about in the build-up to this game, was if Dan Burn started, how would he deal with the pace of Anthony? And a couple of times now, he's been shafted for pace well and truly. That's something we need to worry about. And of course, he's on a yellow card as well. So for me, Matty Target coming on will probably be the best thing, because Dan Burn, risking it is going to be very, very dangerous, I think, moving into the second half. But listen, 20 seconds away from half-time here. Launched by Nick Pope. Anthony wins the header. Bruno comes across Anthony and says, "You're not getting that, sunshine." And I don't think Anthony's going to be stupid enough to even start anything with Joe Linton, because compared to Joe Linton. But that's half-time, guys. The referee has blown his whistle. And it is Manchester United 0, Newcastle United 0 at Old Trafford. And to be honest, I'm very, very happy with that first half performance. I think they've all done a good job. The one worry, as I've just said there in commentary, is Dan Burn. I think, the pace that Anthony has shown on that side, he's got electric pace. And, twice now we've seen Dan Burn rather exposed, shall we say. And the fact that he's now on a yellow card, for me, that's a bit dicey, a real bit dicey. But there you go. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, shall we say. Now let's just reset that clock back to 45 minutes, ready for the second half. So that's ready to go for the second half. But it is 0-0. We are doing well. Blitzers Rashford could make a difference for Man United. Indeed, I believe that so could Elliot Anderson. Though for us, we have a good player there who will be wanting to attack and will be wanting to give it a go. So we'll just have to wait and see. Running the risk of getting away from us, need Burn and Longstaff off and target and Willock on, says Retro Andy. I think Willock will make an appearance at some point if he's feeling okay. I do think we'll see Matt target. I think the fact that maybe he's not the urgency if Dan Burn wasn't on a yellow card, but the fact that he's on a yellow, that worries me more because you know what he's like. He's prone to step up a lot, and when he does step up, sometimes he doesn't get there. It was a very, very silly foul on Ronaldo to get the yellow card in the first place. However, we should have a penalty. We should have had at least one penalty. We've hit the bar, we've hit the post. I think there's a lot to be positive about in that first half. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm really buzzing after that, to be honest. I'd swap Burn for target, says Tony. He's on a yellow and not quick enough for Anthony. Bruno G, Blues hot and cold. He's been missing the day. Yeah, he hasn't had a great first half. Risk of subbing Burn for target is that Cher and Botman have both had knocks. I like that we have Burn move into the middle if needed. Yeah, but do we take the risk? That's the question. That is a risk. How did Joe Linton not score, says Wayne? Well, that is the $1 million question, unfortunately. It really is. It should have been a goal, guys. It should have been a goal. I'm just seeing the replays now. Back off the crossbar, and then, unfortunately, couldn't put the replay in. Murphy has looked dangerous so far, says Seth. I think he's had a good first half, Murphy. He's done a lot of pressing, a lot of driving forward. I've been quite happy with him. Gears Ash says Burn needs to come off. I think they're going to start attacking that side with Anthony, especially with the yellow and the pace. Exactly. I mean, Ten Hag will tell him, target that side. He's on a yellow card. He is prone to stepping up and mistiming tackles sometimes as well. So yeah, it's interesting. You're at 35 minutes, says JK. No, we're half time at 45, mate. I don't know what you're watching. A lot of people saying we won that half. You know what it is? I think we have had a very, very good half. Now, sometimes we know what might happen at Old Trafford, in the past where, we've had a good first half and the second half really hasn't gone according to plan. But we are a different team these days. And I think Manchester United will certainly know that they've been in a game here. There is no doubt about it. They know they've been in a game. And if we keep going, you just never know. There's been a few scrambles in the box as well. I'm just watching one now where Joe Linton just couldn't get any purchase on the header, and it went straight into here. Again, a good run from Jacob Murphy. Just tried to curl it into the bottom corner, but didn't quite get the purchase on it. So, yeah, it isn't too bad at all. Good morning, Francisco. Hope you're well. He says, great job as always. Brand new game again. Everyone in the chat and the mods. I hope you have a superb day. Love you all. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so. And also the notification bell, which will let you know when we upload or go live. Of course, we are heading towards 15,000 subscribers, which is incredible. And we'd like to get there with your help, guys. So we are pushing for that. And don't forget to hit that like button if you are enjoying the watch along today. Now, I was expecting Billy and Alex to pop on, but I don't think I've sent Alex the link. So I think he's just messaged me actually to say, where's the link, dude? Let me just bear with me 1 second while I send this link over to Alex, and we'll get him on for his thoughts of that first half. Where's my email gone? Let's have a look. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so let's just get this to Alex. Right, so the link's been sent to Alex. So Alex should be joining us very, very soon for his take on the first half. We have a £4.49 super chat coming from Peter Furbank. Peter, thank you very, very much, mate. I'm sick of Bruno Fernandes whinging all the frigging time. He does me head in. Yeah, well, you can tell by my commentary that he does my head in as well. Just annoying. there's no need for it. There really isn't any need for it. So it's just that's just the way Bruno Fernandes is. Fernandes is. It's the way he plays the game. If he just whinges most of the time now, he doesn't like being knocked off the ball. He doesn't like being pressured. It's just the way it is. Andy says, first match on my new Pay Caribbean app. Bizarre watching the game without porn pop-ups. Well, welcome to our world. We are joined now by the man, the myth. It's Mr. Stato. How are you doing, buddy?
Very well, yeah. Very well after that first half. It's interesting. Very, very interesting.
Should be one up, really, shouldn't we? What did you make of the Joe Linton header? Because it came back off the bar. When I've seen it again on the replay, he did really have time to pick a spot there when it was falling back to him, and he just couldn't die. It looked like he tried to sort of move his neck to get the purchase on the header, and it just sort of hit his head and came back off the post.
It's just a bit of Manchester United luck. They always have it. Yeah. They always will. They need it. We've been the better side. Their attempts on goal, Pope's had covered. Both those Ronaldo ones were offside anyway, so no bother at all. The lines were nice and straight. The lads were, the offside trap's working really nicely.
Yeah.
And the shot that Anthony had, Pope saved it. So it was a good chance, but Pope saved it. Whereas both Joe Linton headers were past De Gea. He was well and truly beaten.
He was well beaten, wasn't he?
Yeah. Both headers. So we should be up.
What do you think of the penalty incidents? I mean, obviously the first one was very strange because, as Billy said in the comments, there was a free kick given to Miggy for the same sort of tackle near the end of the first half, which was exactly the same as the one on Callum Wilson.
Yeah, but strange that there's not more been made of it. I've got multiple commentaries on, and it's bizarre. People are saying strange things. Is it Varane pulling? Whose shirt was it? Somebody's shirt.
Yeah.
Dan Burn's shirt, ferociously leading into the box and then continuing to pull it inside the box. It's just, they get the benefit of the doubt far more, the traditional Big Six teams. And we are not letting them have an ounce of space. Granted, that they've had a little bit of a way back into the game slightly, but they've needed to try and concuss about 3 of our players to try and get it, which is quite amusing. But other than that, to quote Neil Warnock, they are going to have to die to get 3 points from us because we're not going to go quietly.
Yet you see, VAR going to a review when, for a possible handball against Sean Longstaff.
His hands are right down nearly in his pocket.
Beggars belief, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Ridiculous. I've just seen Tyrone Mings make an error for Aston Villa, by the way, for the Chelsea goal. Oh, my God.
Surprise.
That was hideous. Absolutely hideous. But all in all, Alex, we've got to be pretty pleased with our first half, surely. I mean, I think we've played really well. The one thing that does worry me, Alex, is now that Dan Burn is on a yellow card. We've seen him twice burned for pace by Anthony. Does that worry you at all?
Well, it wasn't a yellow card for starters. It was
I'm not sure.
Hand on Anthony was barely a foul. He made a lot of that, and on Ronaldo as well. It was just a generic tackle.
But that's what Dan Burn is like, though, is he not? Sometimes he goes in a little bit late, and
I think it was circumstantial. I think the referee was at the wrong side of both challenges. Didn't see it very well, and the overreaction from both Portuguese players, Brazilian Anthony, sorry.
But we know what they're going to do. Throw themselves to the floor.
Well, it's disgraceful because we've had 2 guys on the floor with genuine medical concerns, and Anthony's been giving it this scruffed up face with all of this, and then he gets tapped and he's down on the floor like Neymar. It is so hypocritical. They are rattled. They've got some good quality. We've got to still show them respect. They do have quality up front. We've got to respect it. But they need to absolutely die to get anything from this game because if they make one mistake with our press is looking tidy. We just need to come out with a bit more energy again in the second half because we did drop off in the final 10 minutes. So hopefully we can give a bit more energy again in the start of the second half and get a goal.
Yeah, just kind of recharge the batteries kind of thing and get back to it straight away.
I think we're missing Willock, though, to be fair. Longstaff's doing okay, but a couple of those Fred driving runs were because Longstaff was in the wrong place. They were getting a big open drive through midfield. I think we would benefit very much from Willock doing his own driving runs into their half, and it's just a shame he's ill. Although Murphy, to be fair to him, has done very, very well. I'm very impressed with this. He's been very tenacious.
I think he's played okay as well.
Good runs. He's trying. That's all we want. He doesn't have to, you can't magically improve his quality, but if he gives that, That's what we want. That he's doing what everybody thinks Ryan Fraser does. In my opinion, he's showing tenacity and energy and fight. And I like that from Murphy. That's really good.
He's given Dallow a tough time, and I like the run he made in the first half, where he drove right through the middle, and you could see what he was trying to do. When he held off Casemiro, he looked up, and he was obviously just going to try and bend it into the bottom corner. Didn't quite get the purchase on it, but look, that's what we want to see: positivity and positive runs like that.
Definitely, and it's not only, and that's, we've not even touched on set pieces yet either. Like, there's definitely goals to be had. We just need to be a bit more clinical. Unfortunately, the final product keeps going to De Gea, and De Gea is getting quite easy clear ups. But we definitely got a huge height advantage. We need to be trying to score a set piece. And we look like we could score from open play as well. We just need to keep grinding, keep the energy levels high. Not let the Old Trafford crowd get on our back, because when they get pressured into mistakes, their crowd go quiet and they go ooh and very toxic. So it's there to be had. We've got 45 minutes left, so definitely there for us to take points.
Right. Well, thank you for joining me, Alex, and we'll catch you at full time for a little bit of a rundown of the game.
Yeah. Well, we're 7 shots to 6. We're there at the moment. Let's fingers crossed.
Right. I'll see you after the game, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Cheers. So that was Stato there with his views on the first half. I'm just going to pop for a very quick toilet break, and we will come back and we will have the second half for you. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Very, very close to kickoff for the second half now. Newcastle will get us underway for the second half. So, guys, this is a big second half for Newcastle. Play as well as we are, and things will go very nicely for us indeed, I believe. It's going to be Sean Longstaff to get us underway. The second half is underway. So here we go. Can we take 3 points? Can we get something out of this game? Can we just well, we'll soon see, won't we? But I was very, very pleased with our first half display. Let's have some more of that, of course, in the second half. And the ball is with Nick Pope, who immediately clears it out to Kieran Trippier. And he wins a throw-in for Newcastle. First 10 minutes of this second half is going to be very interesting. Of course, we know that. We know what it's going to be. Man United will want to come out and press us, certainly much more than they did in the first half. But we need to be at it again, straight from the off. Great play by Joe Linton. And a break forward now for Newcastle United. Jacob Murphy down the left-hand side, just cuts into the box, plays it down the left. He's overhit that. That's where Jacob Murphy needs to improve. Just a simple ball, a simple little touch down the left-hand side. And Miggy would have been able to whip that ball straight in for Callum Wilson. But unfortunately, in that situation, he overhit the pass. Now, I'll let him off a little bit because obviously the second half has just kicked off. But look at the pressing from Newcastle United. Brilliant pressing. Murphy now, just outside the box. Into Wilson. Wilson hits it with left foot and it goes wide of the post. He just screwed it a little bit too much there. And Man United got away with one again. Newcastle anticipating what Man United were going to do there and play it out from the back. We swarm all over them to win the ball back. Great play. Fred loses it. Murphy a ball into Wilson. Wilson, maybe he had men across. But he, as Wilson normally does, guys, he tries and belts the ball into the corner. But there it is, a warning shot again fired from Newcastle United. We just have to be careful that we don't rue these opportunities, guys. Mr. Matthews, I know that you're probably not happy with Jacob Murphy, but he's had a decent first half, to be fair. The ball now with Manchester United. Dalot, he goes back to De Gea, again pressed by Callum Wilson. De Gea then plays it out to the left-hand side. He finds now Luke Shaw breaking forward through the middle of the pitch into Fred. Luke Shaw taken down, but the play was played on, and Man United then lost the ball. Miggy, that's not a great touch, and Fred gets there first. No foul, says the referee. He's allowing a lot to go. Ronaldo surely offside there, but play allowed to go on. Ronaldo is in and scores, but the flag has gone up. And I saw that he was miles offside there, and I think Ronaldo knew he was anyway. But there you go. We've got away with one. I'm sure VAR will take a look to see if there's any way that Ronaldo's fingernail might just be onside. He's miles off. He's miles off. It's not even a VAR look. He's miles off. Why play on in them circumstances? He's miles offside. Just put your flag up, man. Waste of play. Complete waste of play. Really surprised he didn't put it up straight away there. He's that far offside. Anyway, Nick Pope is going to take this free kick for Newcastle United. Ronaldo has pinched the ball and put it in the net. Well, he's claiming the referee that they've taken the free kick when clearly they haven't. And please book Fernandes. Please book the buck-toothed bastard. Seriously. Newcastle just no for it. And Ronaldo's been booked. Man United are trying to say that Newcastle took the free kick. What an absolute tool. Shaw just knocks it back to Nick Pope just to take the free kick. Nick Pope knows he hasn't taken the free kick. Ronaldo nips the ball, goes on and scores. And, of course, it's disallowed. Honestly, cheating bastard. Seriously. I really hope we beat these sods. I really do. I cannot stand these absolute dicks from Manchester United. Here's Bruno again for Newcastle. He's lost the ball again. He hasn't been on it today, Bruno, to be honest. And now Anthony breaks forward. He's coming down the side again. He's got Ronaldo, but goes back. Casemiro back to Anthony. He plays it back to Dalot, and then Man United will start again. Again, Newcastle pressing. Fred plays it out to the right-hand side now to Dalot. Honestly, man, they've got to try anything they can to win a game of football, Man United, including cheating. Great work by Murphy again. Bruno spins it out to Miggy on the right-hand side now. Almiron turns back to Trippier. Trippier back to Miggy. Miggy now. He's got Longstaff making a run. He's also got Bruno. He goes back to Trippier, though. Trippier will then play the ball down the line to Longstaff, who stayed on side. Good play there by Sean, but he's run out of options. But then Jacob Murphy gives him an option now down the right-hand side. But then Fernandez comes across and takes the ball from him. Man United managed to play it out and have held onto the ball. And here comes Fred now. Fred, he's got a good run from Dalot, but he hasn't picked him out. He does now. Sorry, it's Anthony. And he's going against Dan Burn. Anthony clips the ball in, but Nick Pope is off his line like grease lightning and gets the ball. Man United have certainly started the second half pressing us a lot more, and I think we need to be careful of that. And as we expected, they are targeting our left-hand side quite a lot. Anthony's seen a lot of the ball. And again, a heavy touch. Jacob Murphy hasn't started this second half well at all. Losing the ball there, a real heavy touch. But it's back now with Martinez for Manchester United as they try and rebuild. Again, Newcastle United just keeping the shape, trying to stay intact. A long ball again, which Kieran Trippier says that's just going over my head. And they will let it run to thou holy one, Nick Pope. And we go again as Marcus Rashford is now warming up for Manchester United. Nick Pope goes along again looking for Callum Wilson, but it doesn't find him. That's a wayward pass by Bruno Fernandes, but it's luckily for Man United, Dalot was back there. Jacob Murphy now pressing De Gea. De Gea goes to the left-hand side. Luke Shaw back to Martinez. Again, Newcastle doing a lot of pressing. Miggy really on it again, hovering over De Gea, hurrying him up. And De Gea's ball is a poor one. Dan Burn to Bruno. Bruno now lobs it over the top to Kieran Trippier on the right-hand side. Trippier beautifully cuts inside. Then floats a ball into the box looking for Callum Wilson, but it's just slightly overhit and rolls out for a goal kick to Manchester United. Again, good play there. And the thing is with Bruno, we have to remember that, is Bruno's mind, 100% on the game. He knows his partner is very close to giving birth, of course. So he's got that on his mind. Bless him. It's never an easy time. But he just hasn't been at it as much in this match. But listen, he's a world apart. He can do anything at any time. So I can't believe Fernandez. He is so annoying. I could say the same about most of their team. Absolutely. Anyway, De Gea will take the goal kick for Manchester United. Ronaldo is up. Shah just backed off him. And in comes Botman. Good header. Strong header. But now, Bruno Fernandes. This is an opportunity. Jacob, this is a chance for Ronaldo. Great tackle by Kieran Trippier again. Ronaldo is claiming a penalty. What a surprise. Did Ronaldo just fluff the shot? It's going to VAR. Well, there's a surprise. Honest to God. Fernandes plays it into Ronaldo. There's no foul there. Never in a million years is that a foul. Just steps across, puts him off, and the ball runs out of play. He did put his left foot across, but there was no trip on Ronaldo there. He made the most of that, as usual. But there you go. Prepared to do anything to get a penalty, of course, and the VAR check, no penalty. What a surprise. Alan says you can see the outcome of this game. Man United prepared to dive, cheat, and ask for VAR to check every petty detail. Been going on for years along with other top six. Exactly. And nothing will ever change. Here's Bruno for Newcastle. Lovely turn. Gives himself a couple more yards on the ball. Bruno again now. Just a simple little ball to Fabian Schär as Newcastle try and build. Here's Miggy now for Newcastle. Miggy turns, goes back to Fabian Schär again. Just a bit of possession here for Newcastle. Not in any hurry to do anything drastic as Fabian Schär steps out inside. And he's taken out very late there. The referee allows play to continue. And a good decision because Miggy's now breaking towards the box. Plays it inside to Callum Wilson. Wilson now. He's got Sean Longstaff Longstaff clips it in. Oh, just over the head of Jacob Murphy. That was an opportunity. Anthony comes back for Manchester United. You're guaranteed he'll probably try and take a dive here. And there he goes and wins a free kick. You can see exactly what he was going to do. As soon as he turns, he's going to fall over. The referee just got sucked in. I said before he went down. Honestly. Long ball from Manchester United, played over towards Ronaldo. Sorry, this is Sancho on the right-hand side. He's got Trippier for company. Plays it inside to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes now back to Fred. Fred to Casemiro. Back to Dalot. Again, Newcastle forcing Man United backwards. Now Anthony. He's going to have a run against Dan Burn. But he steps inside and gives it just back to Dalot. Dalot to Fred. Fred will look for Luke Shaw, who's pushed a lot further inside. He's come right across, actually, in the middle of the pitch. Now back to Fred. Fred this time goes across again. Anthony now for Manchester United. Cuts in on his favoured left foot, of course. Rolls it back to Fred. Again, Newcastle staying resolute. Not giving Man United any space for a through ball. Really, really well-disciplined Newcastle United here. And again, trying to get that final ball in. Newcastle step up. Fred again. Round about 35 yards out here, Man United. Now they've got an opportunity. Fernandes plays it down the line to Luke Shaw. Great interception by Kieran Trippier. He needed to get there because Ronaldo had a tap in if he didn't get that ball. Now Fernandes again. Luke Shaw for Man United. He's going to try and whip it in, but doesn't get the space. It's out to Fernandes on the left, inside to Jadon Sancho. Man United asking a lot of questions in Newcastle's back line here. Sancho to Dalot. Dalot will go all across the other side to find Anthony. Anthony's got Jacob Murphy for company at the moment. He's really had nothing from in this game, and Murphy nearly won the ball back from him again. Again, Man United forced back now to the halfway line with Rafa Varane. Newcastle just need to get a little bit of possession here because Man United just dictate and play at the moment more than what we'd like. That's a certainty. Rafa Varane now for Manchester United. Midway through his own half. Again, he has to turn. Ooh, Murphy was so close to nicking that ball. They don't like being pressed, Man United. That's a certainty. But at the minute, they're having a lot of possession. De Gea now, out to Varane. Again, Man United playing out, but Newcastle pressing and working hard. Here is Casemiro. Good ball outside now. This is Bruno Fernandes driving forward. He's got Sancho on the left-hand side. He was having a run at Trippier here. Sancho cuts inside, and he's gone down. Now, if that's a dive, book him right now. Book him right now. Because this is beyond a joke. He went through the air like a goddamn swan song. And Pawson doesn't... Oh, there's Fernandes again right in front of... Knock his bloody fat teeth out, man. That's a dive. Why is that not a yellow card? It's clearly a dive. Unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Now, what is the hold-up now? Are VAR going to have a look at this one again? Oh, of course they are. That's not a penalty. You don't fall like that if your foot was clipped. You just don't. VAR said check over. It was not a penalty. So book him. Newcastle are going to make a couple of changes here. Ryan Fraser is ready, and he's going to replace Jacob Murphy. And Joe Willock is also coming on. Now, who's he coming on for? It's going to be Joe Linton. So, of course, Joe Linton, I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, the subs have been made now. So Joe Willock is now on the pitch. Long ball forward for Newcastle. Bouncing around on the edge of the box. Here's Almiron for Newcastle United down the right-hand side. He's got Bruno in support. He gives it back to Trippier. Back to Miggy. Miggy then doesn't get round. Trippier, brilliant little feint on Ronaldo there. Ronaldo didn't know what the hell had hit him. Trippier plays the ball down the line looking for Miggy. I think Fred is going to try and run this out of play, but he does well, actually. Keeps the ball in play, and Man United set away again on the left-hand side. Certainly Man United with a lot more possession in this second half than what they had in the first. And here's Ronaldo for Manchester United. Clips it back to Jadon Sancho now. Sancho back to Ronaldo. A little bit of one-touch football between the pair of them. Fred for Man United. Goes to Casemiro. Casemiro back to Varane. Varane outside to Dalot. Dalot cuts back in for Man United. Looking for that one little bit of space. And they might find it here. Sorry, Joe Linton's still on the pitch, actually. Ball comes in. Willock is ready to come on, but I'm not sure who it's for. For me, it should be Longstaff, but we'll see. Luke Shaw for Manchester United. Fernandes. Jadon Sancho going up against Kieran Trippier. Ball comes into the box. And again, throwing himself to the floor is that Fernandes again? It's unbelievable, man. It's an absolute disgrace. Look at that. Casemiro throwing himself to the floor. If that was a penalty, then Dan Burns for his shirt pull in the first half was a penalty. It's absolutely disgusting. Why isn't Craig Pawson handing out yellow cards for all this diving? Because it's pathetic. It's cheating. And it's the only way Man United can beat us is by cheating. Ridiculous. Bruno, that's really short for Sean Longstaff. Poor play, but he's won the ball back, Bruno. And Newcastle start out now with Joe Linton, but Dallow's beating them to it. Newcastle have been careless with the ball here, but well won back by Callum Wilson. Now, Miggy Almiron for Newcastle. He's got Longstaff to the right, and Wilson is pushed to the floor, and Newcastle get a free kick. Good play that by Wilson. Stood up. I'm not sure why Fraser's come on instead of Anderson. I'll never know why Anderson doesn't get more of an option to play. But honestly, it's so blatantly obvious that Manchester United obviously realise that they can't do anything against us normally. So why not just throw yourself the floor? Cheating to win. Sick of it, man. It's just not football. You've got to cheat like that to win a game of football. It's pathetic. Anyway, we have a free kick in a very, very good position here. Hopefully we can, Trippier can put a good ball in here. We really, really need a good ball. Trippier just steadying himself because he had one in the first half, which he basically fluffed to cross the ball in. But now it's sort of 40 yards out and curled in by Trippier. The Man United defender goes flying, but play will go on. Dan Burn now has it on the left-hand side. Burn cuts back. Little bit of footwork from Big DB there. And he's won a throw into Newcastle. Good work from Dan Burn. Obviously, he was never going to stand. Never, ever, ever, ever going to make that. But Man United can't complain about penalties when we had two blatant ones in the first half not given. So, you know, they can twist all they want, which they will, because they're a twisty bunch of fuckers. But here we go. Dan Burn now, working hard for the ball. Well, he's certainly not silky skilled on the foot. That's a foul by Bruno on his namesake. And it's a free kick to Man United. What's he twisting about? He's got a free kick. It's not a yellow card. It's just a foul. Get on with the game. Honestly, ridiculous. All the Man United fans in the front row there who've made the journey up from London today. Varane goes back to David De Gea now. De Gea will look to the left to Luke Shaw. He's overhit that one again, though, but Shaw did well. Glancing header, managed to keep it in, but good work by Longstaff there. And now Fabian Schär has it for Newcastle. Again, just controlling the ball, no panic. And looks down the right-hand side for Miggy Almiron again to chase. He's up. Martinez has the ball and kicks it away. Newcastle win it back, though. Now Bruno. Bruno into Joe Linton. Joe Linton does well to take that on his chest because it was fired at him. Willock was ready to come on, guys. He was stripped and ready to come on. I don't know what's happened with him. Now Bruno plays it out wide to Miggy. He's got a bit of space here. Cuts back in on his left foot. He's got Trippier down the right-hand side. Bruno will use Trippier and was caught very late by Bruno Fernandes, who is going to be booked for that. Ridiculous foul. And, of course, there you are. The teeth come out. He's not happy at all. Fred saying, well, he did the same on the other side. Wasn't as cynical as that, Fred. Your haircut's a disgrace to humanity, Sunshine. Really late, dirty little tackle from Bruno Fernandes there. And yeah, Dave Smith says Man United are using the tactics of a desperate team, and they know that's what you're seeing. Paul. Exactly, I am. It's exactly what I'm watching. Man United desperate, trying to get something out of a game. They know that they've been second best for most of it. And, you know, they've had that spell at the start of the second half. It hasn't quite gone their way. And now we're starting to boss the game again. And Man United are really unhappy. He's a dirty little cynical twat, is Fernandes. I really don't like him, guys. You can't tell, can you? Anyway, another free kick to Newcastle United. A chance to get this back into the penalty area. Just over 65 minutes gone in the game. We're still goalless here at Old Trafford. Dr. House says it's the theatre of dives. Indeed it is. Here's Trippier's free kick. That's a better one. That's a better one. Headed away. Comes out to Ryan Fraser on the edge of the box. Fraser will clip that one back. It's gone right to the back post. It's cleared again by Manchester United. But, of course, the referee gives a free kick because the Man United player got collided with. I think it's Rafa Varane. Fabian Schär's got a head injury. Oh, no, it's Bruno Fernandes. Of course it is. Of course it is. A lot of people saying in the comments that was a red card. From Bruno Fernandes, but I haven't seen it again, guys. But it won't be a red card, you know. It's Old Trafford, guys. You're not going to get anything. But anyway, the trainers are on at the minute for two head injuries. Look at that goofy sod. I can't stand him. I really can't. Sitting there smiling, isn't he? Because he knows he won a free kick, and just because he collided with a player. Fabian Schär's probably got the worst of that because he headed the back of the goofy git's head. You don't know what a big head it is to hold them amount of teeth in it. So there you go. But everybody's saying it was a shocking tackle, which is a little bit worrying. But interesting to have another look at that if we do get to see that again. I was actually looking at the comments when the replay was played in front of me, so I didn't get to see it. But again, obviously Man United get away with one. But we know what will happen at the end of the game, guys. If it stays like this, Man United will have been, denied penalties, denied goals and things like that. And nothing will be said about the penalties that we should have had or the disgraceful tackles that we've had to put up with, etc. It'll all be for Man United. Foster says, why does Sharos get head injuries? Because he's not frightened, because he gets stuck in. That's why, Foster. He goes in where a lot of other defenders don't. He's not bothered. He takes the hit for the team. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you are enjoying the watch along today. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do become part of the Toon Review community as we head towards 15,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. And also the bell, which will let you know when we upload or we go live. And if you do want to donate to the channel, please hit that $sign at the bottom of the live comments. It'll take you through that way. Thank you very much for that. But play has got back underway now, and Newcastle United again pressing Man United, forcing them to go back to David De Gea. He's got plenty of time on the ball this time, De Gea, despite Miggy closing him down rather quickly. Fraser's cutting down on Dalot. It's played up. Good play by Botman again, who I think has had such a solid game again today. Again, Oh, that is a horrid challenge again, this time from Casemiro. That was awful. Disgusting tackle. What is going on, man? Jesus Christ. This was as late as they come, guys. Casemiro lost the ball to Joe Linton. He got up and then went, look at that, man. Hey, this isn't right, man. This isn't right. This is just disgusting. He's got booked, and of course VAR won't look at it because it's a Man United player. Kieran Trippier is going to take the free kick. He's going to play this into the box here. Don't go short. Trippier launches one right to the edge of the box over Dan Burns' head. Longstaff. Oh, and again, just didn't fall to a Newcastle United foot. It really didn't. That could have been an opportunity. And Man United start out again. Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United again. We stand up. We force him back to Varane. Now to Dalot. Dalot goes down the line for Anthony. Anthony decides this time he's going to have a run at Dan Burn, and he's got round him quite easily again. Burn has made up the space, made up the position though. Man United again looking threatening. Sancho over on the far side. Back into Casemiro now. Casemiro back to Dalot. Newcastle again, staying resolute, staying strong. He is Anthony, swings the ball in. Share heads it away for Newcastle United. Newcastle need to push out here, push them back. Casemiro again for Manchester United. No, sorry, it's Varane. He's got Sancho on the left-hand side. He is supported by Ronaldo. Sancho now. Ball down into the box. Ronaldo again takes a fall. And Newcastle, that's a foul. Thank you very much. Again, by the goofy one. And again, he dances around like a big kid. I'm getting really pig sick of this guy. How he gets away with so much dissent in a game is absolutely incredible. He should have been booked for dissent about 3 times in this game. Absolutely ridiculous. Marcus Rashford is coming on for Manchester United. We've got 20 minutes to go, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo who is going to make way. Of course, he doesn't look very happy about it. But to be honest, Ronaldo hasn't done anything in this game rather than fall to the floor on numerous occasions. And he's twisting away to himself. Hasn't applauded the crowd at all. Shakes his head. So it looks like Marcus Rashford is going to go up front for Manchester United. And Ronaldo will go and sit with his fellow squad, sucking on his dummy by the looks of things. Nathan McTominay can't come on, mate, because he's actually suspended for this game. So he won't be coming on for anybody in this game. Anthony says we're blatantly going to get robbed. You do get that feeling. You really do. That obviously they're trying everything to win this game, Man United, by cheating or whatever. And that's, and to be honest, that's a compliment to us because they can't do anything against us. We're playing really well. We're defending well. And Man United, they really, really don't like. Great play from Botman. Great strength there to knock Rashford off the ball. Joelinton down the left now for Ryan Fraser. Fraser, he's got support now from Joelinton. Joelinton back to Fraser. Fraser spins. We had a man down the line there in Miggy and didn't really use him. This is why we need to fight out this last 20 minutes or so. This is why we need to battle and grind and not let Man United's cheating and everything get in the way of a fantastic performance. Played out to the right now with Kieran Trippier. Trippier cuts in. He's got a run from Joelinton. Bruno, but it's overhit and bounces out for a goal kick. There's still a goal in this, guys, for us. I'm convinced. We need to just get our foot on the ball a little bit more. Manchester United have certainly had more of the ball second half. But you know what? They are trying anything to beat us. It's crazy, man. Anyway, long ball played out from David De Gea. Joelinton wins it in the air, but it bounces down to Fred. Fred looking for Anthony. He's done Dan Burn again. And this is a real opportunity for Manchester United. Great defending again, though. And I think that's Sean Longstaff coming back there helping out. That was brilliant defending. Absolutely brilliant. But again, Dan Burn tried to step up on Anthony, was nowhere near the ball, and then he got done for pace. And I have to say, tremendous defending from Sean Longstaff. Really, really well done, because that was a chance. Corner comes in for Manchester United over everybody's head. And again, it's Longstaff there, but he's just punted the ball. That's going to come down with snow on the bugger. Wilson heads it away. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on. And Shah is pushed there clearly in the back by Rashford and, Casemiro again. And a free kick to Newcastle. So, I'd probably make the change with Dan Burn now. He's not looking comfortable at all against Anthony. And again, like I said at half-time, I was worried about the fact that, Dan Burn may step up on Anthony, and Anthony just ghosts him, really, and he's away. I'm not sure what happened to Willock. He was all stripped off, ready to come on at the same time that Ryan Fraser was, but he's disappeared. Now, long ball again from Nick Pope. This is towards Callum Wilson. It bounces. Dallow's got Fraser for company, and he's got to play the ball to the side where it's met by Anthony. He does well, spins round. That's nice from... Oh, that's a mistake. And in goes Bruno. I thought he could have held on to that, but it's now in the hands of De Gea, and he quickly plays it out. This is going to be squeaky bum time in the last 15 minutes of this game. There is no doubt about that. Good play again by Kieran Trippier. Now Almiron for Newcastle. He's got Bruno to the right. It was a terrible pass by Miggy. And Bruno just not quite at it today. But then again, there you go. But we build. We're in the Man United half now. That throw in from Kieran Trippier was a bit of a strange one. But Bruno, to be fair, did really well. It was absolutely fired at him. Dan Burn has the ball now for Newcastle. He's going to roll it into Ryan Fraser. Fraser loses the ball. That's not great from Ryan Fraser at all. And Man United come forward. Dallow swings the ball into the box. And it's Fabian Schär that gets there. It's a chance now for Fred. Blocked again by Fabian Schär. Great block. But Man United continue with the pressure. Luke Shaw on the left-hand side floats it across. Again, Fabian Schär is there. We need to be stronger here. We're not winning the second ball until Fabian Schär comes out and wins it again. And he's took another bang in the head. He really does put himself in where it hurts, and he's not afraid to defend and get these knocks. But wow. I mean, Newcastle, there was a spell there where we're just not winning the second ball and giving Man United, well, he took an elbow from Bruno right in the face. Our Bruno, not Fernandes. He caught, well, just, it was a coming together, really. And Fabian Schär just went down as if he'd been hit by a tank. But there was a passage of play there where Fabian Schär won the ball about 3 or 4 times there. Ball's coming in. Eddie Howe screaming from the touchline. What he looks to be saying is calm down, which we really need to do. You know, we shouldn't be like this. And he's going to make 3 changes here as Eddie Howe. Matt Targett, Joe Willock, and Chris Wood are going to be coming on. These are big substitutions from Eddie Howe, I have to say. It looks like Callum Wilson will be coming. Now, I wonder if Fabian Schär's got to come off. And he's moving Dan Burn at the middle and putting Matt Targett left back. I think looks like Bruno is going to come off for Willock. Bruno's limping slightly. And Callum Wilson will come off. Again, he's got to think about the game on Wednesday against Everton. You know, we know that's going to be a game that we really, really want to win. In fact, it's Dan Burn that's come off. Yeah, so he's just making a like-for-like replacement there. Bruno has come off for Joe Willock, and Chris Wood has come on for Callum Wilson. Interesting. Bruno was limping a little bit there, but I think that's just more cramp than anything else. I'm not worried. Callum Wilson certainly wasn't limping. I think he's got Wednesday night in mind as well. Get these guys on the pitch, battle for the ball, come away with something. Do not lose this game now, whatever you do. Here's Miggy again for Newcastle. It was done okay today. Fabian Schär play. That's a great ball. And now Willock down the right-hand side. Cuts back in on his left. He cuts back to his right and wins the corner. I thought he had it numerous times to get the ball in the box there. I think Chris Wood was a little frustrated it didn't come in. But we have a corner. And, yeah, guys, if we can sneak a goal here, it would be absolutely sensational. You know, 12 minutes or so left on the clock now. I don't know where. I think my clock's quite a bit behind by about 20 seconds or so. But we've got 78 minutes on the clock. And Newcastle really now have a real opportunity here. Corner comes in. It's driven really low by Trippier. Oh, you could see what he was trying to do. And Almiron's disappointed again. It was another training ground setup similar to what we saw against Brentford last week. The ball driven on the ground by Trippier. But listen, if Miggy was to put that on target, it would have been a hell of a hit. To control that ball as well as put it in on target. It weren't going to happen, guys. And Sales miles over the bar from Miggy. But not a bad plan. Not a bad idea. De Gea goes long with his goal kick. And Man United now have a free kick in a very dangerous position. Very dangerous. Obviously, they've got Rashford and Fernandes on the pitch here who can take free kicks. Sean Longstaff lost the ball and then trips Luke Shaw. That's where Longstaff needs to improve his game. He needs to be aware of what's around him. But this is dangerous. This is dangerous, I have to say. I would say it's around 35 yards out, but we know the Manchester United have got some free kick takers. Mr. Matthews says Longstaff asleep on the ball again. Yep, he fell asleep. Absolutely. Rashford and Fernandes are over this ball. I think it's going to be Rashford that's going to hit this. I'd be amazed if he beats Nick Pope from this sort of range. Absolutely amazed. Fernandes taking a step back as well. They're trying to fool us here. I'm pretty sure Rashford's going to take this free kick. Newcastle have a wall of around 3. Just so Nick Pope can still see the ball. But here we go. It's Manchester United. It is going to be Rashford to hit it. And it's blazed over the bar. It was always going to be Rashford there to take that free kick without a shadow of a doubt. But there you are. And I think really Eddie's made them substitutions now just to make sure we get something out of the game. We've got Chris Wood who can certainly help out defensively. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Fresh legs in the middle with Joe Willock. And of course, Matty Target, a left back to cover Anthony off now because Dan Burn was starting to look a bit tired. He's been burnt a couple of times in this second half. It's all about getting something from this game now, and we need to hang on. But we're less than we're about 8 minutes away from the 90 being up. Plus, of course, we'll have a bit of injury time as Man United will certainly press to try and get the winning goal. The ball is with Trippier now. Trippier plays it into Longstaff. Longstaff, nice, gets it to Willock. Willock again driving forward. He's played out to Miggy and then makes a dart and run down the right-hand side. Miggy doesn't use him, though. And Longstaff steps in. That's good play. Longstaff, though, loses the ball. He looks knackered, Longstaff. He's all out of the shop at the minute. Man United try and break, but good work by Joe Linton. Stepping up. Longstaff now into Willock. Willock's got Trippier and Miggy to his right. He uses Miggy. Miggy now. Trippier, can he get the ball across? He's playing a lovely ball into Joe Willock. Oh, what was Willock doing there? I don't actually think Willock knew where he was on the pitch because he's just turned and blasted the ball over the bar instead of rifling the ball across the penalty area. I really do think that he thought he was closer to goal than what he was, to be honest. That's a shame because that was a good build-up there, some nice passing, and we could have sneaked one there, but we haven't. Let's battle on, guys. Let's battle on. 7 minutes to go, plus injury time in this game. Still, we don't have any goals at Old Trafford, but Man United now on the attack. Bruno Fernandes to Anthony now. He will always look to cut back on his left foot. Gives it to Dalot. Dalot crosses the ball. Trippier is there with a great header away. Comes back out. And really, Casemiro being very optimistic there. Blasting it from about 50 yards out. I'm going to hit Longstaff. But Man United now trying to build again inside Newcastle's half. Newcastle really, really working hard here to keep Man United away. Again, they force Manchester United back. Dalot. Anthony, that's an absolute dive and a half again. Joe Linton into Longstaff. Longstaff knocks it forward, trying to get Chris Wood going, but Wood's got no pace. He's never going to get onto that. But this is going to be a very much a squeaky bum last 10 minutes, including injury time. Long ball played forward. Luke Shaw now on the left-hand side. He's got Trippier for company and Miggy Almiron. Fred for Man United into Casemiro. Casemiro will go right to Dalot. Dalot then goes right again to Anthony. Anthony cuts back in on his left foot. He rolls it into Casemiro. Casemiro now Again, having to go backwards and rebuild again. Great defensive line from Newcastle United, staying very disciplined. Man United find it very difficult to get through here. It's with Anthony again. He is Fred for Manchester United. Luke Shaw to Dalot. Again, they're just looking for that killer pass, but Newcastle just won't allow it at the minute. Anthony down the line now for Luke Shaw, who's come right across to the other side of the pitch. Shaw clips it towards... Oh, God, I thought that was going to bounce to a Man United player. Shaw clears it. Great control by Chris Wood, and he's fouled by Varane, and Newcastle get a bit of a breather here. We are hanging on now, but listen, it's at Old Trafford. It's always going to be like this. When you're away at Old Trafford, there is going to be a point where Man United really do press, and we know what it's like in the last 10 minutes at Old Trafford. They will try and do anything. But I'd love us to sneak a goal, guys. I really would. But it's vitally important that we come away from this game with something, because we've done well today. And it keeps us going, doesn't it? It keeps us motoring along. And that's what it's all about. Ronaldo looking sick as a pig on the bench now after he was substituted. And, yep, there you go. The Man United fans are starting to leave the ground. Of course, you know, they've got a long drive back to London and Plymouth and wherever they're from Manchester. Long ball, played in again, bouncing around, cleared away by Bruno Fernandes to Jadon Sancho now. Sancho rolls it back to Fernandes. Fernandes trying to get around two Newcastle players. Willock comes across and deflects the ball. Very, very strange Man United fans leaving when they are pressing to get a winning goal here, yet the Man United fans start leaving. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, Man United have it now with Martinez way back in their own half. The clock is saying 86 and a half minutes. Newcastle still battling hard. Here's Rafa Varane for Manchester United. He will go long looking for... that's brilliant defending from Trippier. Just plays it back to Nick Pope. Nick Pope is going to be in no hurry to pick this ball up. Man United know that they've got to pressure him to pick the ball up, and he does now. Just a cool, calm head on Kieran Trippier's shoulders there. Long ball from Varane, just nodded back to Nick Pope. And he will now launch the ball. Flicked on by Joe Linton. It's not a great header. Well, I think Casemiro was quite lucky there. Now, here's Anthony for Manchester United. Swung in from Casemiro again. Trippier, beautiful little touch to Joe Willock. Willock to Joe Linton. Joe Linton. Oh, he's got Fraser here. This is an opportunity for Newcastle to break. Fraser, can he find Chris Wood? Of course he can't. Really disappointing that. Again, an opportunity wasted. Just not great passing from Newcastle, and I really hope we don't rue that opportunity, because that was a chance. And now a break for Manchester United. Nick Pope's come way out his goal. Rashford pulls it back. It's gone wide from Fred. Newcastle appealing for offside. Now, was it offside or was it not? Or has Fred just missed an open goal? There's no flag gone up. There's no flag. I don't know what Fred's complaining about here. I think he's onside, actually. He is onside. So Nick Pope forcing him wide, pulls it back. Great play from Trippier. And Fred's missed an open goal. No, sorry, from Fabian Schär, putting him off. He really did put him off there. Big stretch from Schär, and the ball goes wide from Fred. And that was a big, big opportunity. Big opportunity. Alison says, I'm from Sunderland, Paul. Supported the Toon for 42 years. Get to the games all the time. Brilliant. Well done. So we got 88 and a half minutes on the clock. Newcastle United have a goal kick, which Nick Pope will launch up the field here. Now, listen, there hasn't been a great deal of injuries in the second half, etc. So let's just see how many minutes that are added on here. Is this going to be another Liverpool? Because really suspicions will mount. Header from Man United, cleared again. Matt Targett is underneath this one. Just a little dinked header to Sean Longstaff. Again, too slow. Loses the ball to Fernandes. But well done, Sean. He got back and won it. He got back to win the ball. And played the ball down the line. That's a poor ball, though, from Sean Longstaff. He does something bad, then good, then absolutely awful. Fred plays it into Marcus Rashford now. Great play from Joe Linton. And Cher just clips it out to the right-hand side now for Almiron. Almiron does well to win a throw-in for Newcastle United. And there is going to be another change here. I believe it's Miggy coming off. No, it's not. It's Fabian Cher coming off and replaced by Jamal Lascelles. And I believe we're going to have 5 minutes of injury time, guys. 5 minutes. What a game Fabian Cher's had. He's put himself around absolutely. I mean, he's limping off, bless him. I think he's just sort of got a bit of cramp there. He's definitely got cramp. But Jamal Lascelles is going to come on for injury time. Yeah, just a little bit of cramp there for Fabian Cher, but he's took a few knocks to the head. This is where we need utter 1,000% concentration here and not lose this game. At least come away with something. I think we've done really, really well today. And, you know, this is how far we've come. We are a team to compete now. And Man United know they've been in a game, and we know we've been in a game. It's been a good game, to be honest. But I've been very frustrated with Man United diving around again. Bruno Fernandes rolling around again. Get up, you tart! Man United now trying to go at us again. Dalot, he sees at the far side. Bruno Fernandes suddenly is okay. Plays it to Luke Shaw. Shaw now. Just looking for that one effort. Bruno Fernandes now for Manchester United. To Dalot. Dalot, nice ball down the line. Sancho plays it to Anthony. Anthony tries to swing across in and gets a lucky deflection for Manchester United. Again, pushing us back. But again, we stay resolute. Again, we stay as a line. Dalot has to go all the way back to Martinez. Into Varane now. Again, they are looking for that killer pass. That's a brilliant ball out to the left-hand side. Luke Shaw now for Man United. He cuts back inside. Tired legs. There is a lot of tired legs out there. Fred, Dalot. Man United doing all the pressing here with Anthony now cutting back on his left. He's going to look to shoot here. It's a shot from Anthony, brilliantly blocked by Botman. Again, just sticks a leg out. A tree trunk, as you would say. Man United really pressing here. Now, Dalot swings it in. It's headed away by Lascelles and then on by Matt Targett. Man United really pushing here. 3 minutes of injury time to go. Can Newcastle United hang on? Long ball played in again. And it's headed away by Matt Targett. Casemiro pushing himself forward now. Opportunity. Dalot. Dalot skips inside. And just Fred on his left foot plays it into Luke Shaw. Right on the edge of the box here for Manchester United. Fernandes, he's going to take a punt. No, he's not. Willett gets a toe on it. Still with Fred, though. Manchester United, backs to the wall stuff here from Newcastle United. Dalot goes right again to Anthony. Anthony cuts inside, swings the ball in. Dangerous ball, brilliantly cleared by Lascelles. But it only gets as far as Martinez, but he's got to go all the way back to De Gea. Resolute again from Newcastle United. Battling for this point, which they totally deserve, by the way. Long ball out to the left-hand side, and that's not kept in by Jadon Sancho, and Newcastle United get a bit of respite. 2 minutes to go of injury time. My arse is twitching like a rabbit's nose here, guys. We are so close to getting the point. And again, another unbeaten game. And boy, do we deserve it. I'd say Manchester United have definitely pressured us more in the second half. We had the better of the first half, but Man United's diving around and flailing around. They deserve not to get anything from this game. Eddie Howe and Tyndale screaming from the sidelines just to stay organised, keep working hard. A minute and a half to go at Old Trafford of the injury time. It's launched by De Gea up the field. Again, Lascelles is under it and wins it well. Joe Linton battling with Casemiro. The referee says that's a foul. Man United want to get on with it. And the play it just quickly now to Martinez. Martinez is going to have to go back to Varane. There's nobody there. Plays it down the line now to Rashford. Rashford for Manchester United. And again, we win the ball back. Joe Linton's gone down. I think there's a bit of cramp there again. Chris Wood giving chase. We've got less than a minute of injury time left. Less than a minute to hang on to this point, which we thoroughly, thoroughly deserve. One last throw of the dice for Manchester United now. Jadon Sancho cuts it back to Bruno Fernandes. Ball in. Oh, what a chance for Rashford, and he's headed it wide. It's a free header, guys, and Rashford has put it wide. Eddie Howe's got his hands in his head. Ten Hag has got his hands in his head. How on earth has that stayed out? What a miss from Rashford. It was a beautiful ball in from Bruno Fernandes. Rashford's got to score. He's simply got to score that. A free header. Got in between Matt Targett and Sven Botman, and he's headed it wide. Huge let-off for Newcastle. But thank Christ. Wow, that is a bad miss from Rashford. Terrible miss. The 5 minutes are up, guys. The 5 minutes are up. This should be it from Nick Pope's goal kick. And it is. We have got the point at Old Trafford, and well played, Newcastle United. Absolutely superb. Do you know what it is? There was a bit of everything in that game for Newcastle today. An absolute bit of everything. We had Rashford's miss at the end. By the way. That was an incredible game of football. First half, we were the better side. Joe Linton hit the bar, then hit the post. Man United throwing themselves around like idiots in the second half. They're going to complain about everything, aren't they? It'll be all, decisions went against us today for Man United. That's what they'll come out and say. Yet, decisions went completely against Newcastle United in that second half. There's no doubt about it. So there you go. Absolutely up yours, Man United. You know what the complaints will be. And I hope we don't see any bullshit from the pundits saying, oh, Man United should have had a penalty, because we should have. We should have had 2 penalties in the first half. They weren't given. And look, it's finished goalless. We've done well, and we've got another point. We haven't come away with a defeat, and we just keep on rolling, man. And we look to the game against Everton on Wednesday with a lot of confidence and a lot of belief, and that's what we need. That's what we need. The confidence will just keep growing. The results that we're getting every single game now, we're going against the big boys, or the so-called big six, and we're getting things out of this game. It's fantastic to watch. It really is. And we deserve that today. Man United should have had red cards. There could have been red cards. There could have been goals, free kicks, penalties. It had it all that game. But we've come away with a point. And, this is how far we've come in a very, very short space of time, guys. Remember Man United away last year, with all the rigmarole about Ronaldo, etc. And, of course, we got thumped. And that sometimes happens with us, doesn't it? We get thumped at Man United when we go down to sort of 10 men, or, we have a good first half and then we slump in the second. That didn't happen today. There were some tired legs out there, I'll admit that. But Christ almighty, we deserved it. We really, really did deserve that. But, they're just showing a few highlights on the screen now. And to be honest, there wasn't many opportunities in that second half. Edward Gorn, thank you very much for another 1,000 yen, mate. Really, really kind. Thank you so much for your kindness. But it's time to relax now, guys. Just chill out, knowing we haven't been beaten again. It is fantastic. And we're going to get Stato's views just before we end the stream. Alex, we worked hard for that, mate.
Oh, yes, we did indeed. I said at halftime they were going to have to die for 3 points, and they weren't willing to work hard enough. That was tough towards the end. We had to go into a bit of a block, keep shape. The lads were tired. The substitutions, Wood. I mean, he tries, but
listen, he was put on I think he was put on more for a defensive side of things, just to try and hold it up a bit up front and get back, for their opportunities. But Man United, it was clear that they couldn't get. We stayed so resolute in defence. We kept our line. They were having to keep turning back, and eventually the frustration kicked in, where they were just diving all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few Man United opinions that we were a bit too aggressive, fouling too much, when they fouled considerably more, especially in the first half. Casemiro with 1 foul after a yellow, and Fernandes also with a couple of fouls post yellow card. So they were both walking a tightrope, arguably. And our yellow, Burn was a very soft yellow, let's be honest. So they were having to put themselves about and be very, very aggressive and a little bit dirty. They were trying to win on technicalities. It was quite dirty. A lot of penalty shouts that were very, strange. A lot of offsides. Ronaldo being a bit strange as well with those. Clearly you can't. The ref's blowing the whistle. What are you doing?
Yeah,
yeah.
That free kick. Yeah, Shaw was just knocking it back there to Nick Pope to take the free kick, and you saw the referee on the replay. He had the whistle in his mouth.
Yeah,
it was just ridiculous. And of course, I'm disappointed there wasn't a few more yellow cards for diving. To be honest, I mean, Anthony going down like he'd been, struck in the face in the first half, and ridiculous rolling around. And how Bruno Fernandes doesn't get booked for dissent, I'll never know. Whinging on constantly.
Yeah.
But listen,
that was his foul after the yellow. So not only does he foul, he also screams at the referee. There were multiple occasions in which most of the Man United teams surrounded the referee, which they're not supposed to be doing that anymore.
Absolutely,
disgraceful behaviour from them. To be fair, and they don't even deserve a point based on just their attitude, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. But listen, hats off to our lads. We worked so hard today. They were always going to throw the kitchen sink out of the last 15 minutes, as Man United always do at Old Trafford. But listen, the defensive line stayed resolute, and the one little lack of concentration at the end, and Rashford heads it wide. That was a glorious opportunity. But look, he missed, and we did not deserve to lose that game. That would have been a real knife to the heart. But apart from that, I thought we played really well. I thought first half we were better than the second. I think Man United had the better of the second half, but we played well.
Yeah, we did. We played well up to an hour, and then it showed. We've got a few players coming back from injury. Bruno, despite playing, has come back from a knock. Joe Linton, that was his first proper start again in midfield after being out. Willock came on, but he was a bit ill. Missing Maxi, missing Isak. Wilson can't play more than 70 minutes. Murphy had to come off. It's just, our centre-backs getting knocked for 6. Botman with head injuries. Share with head injuries as well.
Share again, puts himself in where it hurts. He just, indeed, every game. And I think it was just cramp at the end that he came off with when he stretched to block that Fred shot. Considering
we couldn't get a full strength side, really. Yeah. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, that was their best side out for Man United, and we've got. You could really say two of our world-class players, or almost world-class players, out injured.
Well, exactly. I mean, apart from maybe Eriksen, that's probably their best.
Yeah.
All their best players got on the pitch today, bar Eriksen. So
absolutely.
Whereas we were, we can't say that about ourselves.
No, but listen. It is a point, and we keep that unbeaten run going again. We're really gathering momentum here, and coming away from Old Trafford with a point is good. And then we will only grow to go back to Old Trafford and whoop their asses next time. But thanks for coming on, Alex, and we'll catch you for the review tonight, matey.
We will indeed. I'll catch you later. Take care, guys.
All right, man. So there you go. That was Alex and his thoughts on the game. Alex will be back with Danielle, Billy, and myself at 8 o'clock tonight, guys. Don't forget that. 8 o'clock tonight, we have the match review. So we'll be looking back on the game, the good, the bad, the ugly, and of course, the player ratings as well. So don't miss that. Come back at 8 o'clock and watch that with us. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed the stream today, guys, please do hit that like button. It does mean the world to us. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, lots of commentaries and shows and recording videos on here. Do hit the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And of course, you're then part of a really, really fantastic community on the Toon Review. So thank you very much for that. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well for when we upload or we go live. But like I say, we are live again from 8 o'clock tonight with the match review. So join the 4 of us for that. Really looking forward to getting the other guys' thoughts on what was a really battling performance by Newcastle United. We really held on at the end. We worked our asses off, and definitely deserved something out of that game. But thank you very, very much for everybody for watching this afternoon. It has been fantastic as usual. Thank you for sharing your afternoon with me, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight, guys. Take care.